these days,
Straight to the moon.
one of these days, I'm going to wake up and open up my web browser and read a news story that's just like rainbows, sunshine, and happiness.
That would be nice.
Oh my God, everybody's getting gummy bears and hand jobs. Like, I just.
Well, look, Jeff, anytime we read that news, it's like, you never guess how gay rainbows are now.
Right.
You're like, guys.
Right, yeah. Welcome, everybody, back to the RageSelect podcast here at RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And I do like rainbows.
I
They're
like
nice.
hand jobs, so there we go. We got it all. All the whole spectrum is covered. We got all the genders.
All the genders. Rainbows, hand jobs, and Tom Holland, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, unfortunately, most of this podcast is, again, going to be bitching about Microsoft and Sony. I know you guys are like super happy to hear that that's just what we're doing now.
Yes.
Instead of the Don Matrick Memorial podcast, it's just the fucking like, what did you do now podcast? Like, was it Steam? Was it Sony? Was it Nintendo? Who did the shitty thing this week? Let's find out. Spin the wheel of crapola and let's see where it lands.
I keep seeing the meme where it's just like Nintendo's just in the corner just being like, I want to do something fucked up. But they're like, they don't have anything right now.
They got a couple things. They're not big fuck ups, but they're
comparatively, yeah.
There's a couple of oopsie daisies for them to pick. So.
It's like the difference between Ricky Spanish and like Steve Smith.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, you do bad things, but come on, compared to them, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I think I got some new things to say. I don't think it's just going to be the exact same things that I've been saying for the last 4 weeks, because I was sitting here today thinking, which is a dangerous thing.
It's a dangerous thing.
Anyway, though, before we get to that, I had a very strange experience this week.
Oh, what happened?
I mean, it's not that strange. Like those, I don't want to build it up too much.
Is it a Stranger Thing?
No.
So Stranger Thing kids.
I was looking at the movies like I do. Like I thought everybody thought that Backrooms was going to come out this week. I was like, great, I can talk about Obsession, and the next week I can talk about
Oh,
Backrooms.
it's on digital. Okay.
Yeah, and then Backrooms didn't fucking come out, and it was like, okay, well, fuck me, I guess. So I looked at the movies. And I found this one that was called The Furious. It was just some like,
I've heard of this movie.
This action movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that movie. That movie is weird. It's just it's like when we play the Chinese video games and you're like, this isn't how you do story. What?
I heard good things about that.
It was okay. It's just like if you wanted to watch like Super Cop, except that it had the violence level of like The Raid.
Oh.
Like,
well, that does sound fun.
And just fights that just go, like the last 25 minutes of that movie is just one fight. But anyway, there was another movie on the list, and I was like, I've never fucking heard of this before, that came onto VOD, and I wanted to give it a shot because I've got a new purpose in my life. So, all right, here we go. Michael, have you heard of a movie called In the Gray?
I have, actually.
Yes.
I don't remember why I have.
Okay. This is a movie that stars Jake Gyllenhaal and what's his face? Superman. Henry Cavill.
I do know this movie. Because I heard about it existing, and then I didn't look into it outside of that.
Yeah. And that one dude that was in Hackers a long time ago that now is like...
Yeah, the guy from Short Circuit?
Yeah.
Who played the Indian guy?
Yeah. And he's like lost a lot of weight. He was in Succession, but he's got a real skinny neck. Anyway, so what is this movie about? This movie is about this lady that's Eliza... I forget what her name is. Hold on, let me figure it out because...
Are you talking about the character name?
The lady, the actress.
Oh, the actress?
She's been in a lot of
I just saw her face there.
Isa Gonzalez.
Okay.
Isa Gonzalez. And she plays like a contractor that gets money back from criminals. So like corrupt billionaires lend criminals money, and then when they won't pay it back, she's like a lawyer that goes to get the stuff back. And she's got her two dudes. She's got Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're her heavies that she brings with her. And so she's now going to like this international drug actually, it's not even really clear what the guy does. Like, he's just like a bad dude, and they're gonna get the money back. Okay, all right, so I watched this movie. I was like, I have no idea what to expect. But then I was like looking up what was going on. I was like, This is a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
This is a Guy Ritchie movie.
It's a Guy Ritchie film.
Like, and so
I haven't heard anyone else talk about this because I found out about it because somebody's like, the new Cavill Gyllenhaal film. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is that a Mad Lib that you just said?
Right.
And then it says Guy Ritchie. And I'm like, that is definitely a Mad Lib.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Then I went and I looked it up and I was like, okay, can you name the last 5 movies that Guy Ritchie has made, Michael? What do you think? You think you can do it?
No, I absolutely couldn't do it because I know one of them was something I didn't even realize he made.
It was one I told you about, Rue de Guerre, the one
was the one that I remember being surprised he did.
In the Gray was the latest one, and then before that was a movie called Fountain of Youth. That was the National Treasure ripoff.
That's the one that I didn't realize. That's the one I was like, he made that?
Before was the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That one I knew because I saw that.
And then before that was The Covenant, which I think I told you about, where it's Jake Gyllenhaal and he's got the Iraqi translator. And he's trying to go
you
back
did tell me about that one.
And I like that one. And before that was Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre, which I told you about. It's like Hugh Grant and what's her face from Parks, Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. Again, everything sounds like a Mad Lib when you start saying it out loud.
And then before that was Wrath of Man, where Jason Statham gets a job at an armored car place, but it turns out he's a gangster trying to avenge the death of his son, and it's just like a hardcore action movie. And I'm like, okay. And then there was The Gentleman, and then before that was fucking Aladdin. Like, so
I forgot he even did Aladdin.
This motherfucker is all over the place. But I gotta tell you, I looked through that list and I'm like, I kind of enjoyed a lot of these. Like, I didn't enjoy that one. I was real bitchy about it. I was just like the Rue de Guerre.
You weren't a fan of it. I remember you telling me.
Jason Statham and fucking what's his face? Josh Hartnett, Carrie Elways, like fucking okay. So anyway, I watched this movie and I was like, I like that movie. Like, is it the best movie I've ever seen? No, but it was fun. Basically what it was a lot of like that kind of heist planny stuff where we're making plans and we're talking about the plans. We got things that come up on the screen, and then in between, I got Jake Gyllenhaal and God, I keep wanting to say Armie Hammer, but it's not him. It's a fucking Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Hardcore flirting with each other, going around the world, shooting guns and stuff. It's unclear even if the two of them are actually in a relationship, but they're just hardcore gay flirting with each other the entire time in this kind of cool guy fucking world traveler way.
I didn't even know this came out, by the way.
Yeah, it came out and it's on VOD and it didn't make its budget back by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, because again, I didn't know it came out. He showed me the trailer and it said May 15th. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
I didn't realize that came out.
Right.
I was waiting on that fucking thing.
But no, I really enjoyed it. Like it had a big good action scene towards the end. A lot of people I think got bored in the beginning because there was just a lot of setup. It was like the first half of the movie was all setup and the back half of the movie was all execution. Some people this is one of those ones that had a high audience score and a low critic score, and usually that means it's crap. But it's
hard to tell with some of these, especially with Guy Ritchie films specifically.
But like the critics seem to be like, "Oh, I'm not amused by your quick-witted, fast-talking, cool guy characters." And I'm like, I am. That's why I'm here. So,
well, yeah, because I felt the same about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah,
that he also did with Cavill.
Yeah,
I thought that movie was a great time, and it had the same sort of general, if I remember correctly, the same sort of critical.
I actually watched that after I got done with this because it was like the one hole in my. I don't watch the National Treasure one. What's funny about that movie is that one, that's actually based on a real thing that happened. But two, it's like, what if Inglourious Bastards was taking itself 30% less seriously and none of that movie shit was in there?
Yes.
And it was just, we're just going to kill Nazis with a quip and a smile on our face. Like, there's a part in that movie where the guy, they find this guy, they're rescuing this guy, and he's obviously got his nipples hooked up to like alligator clips, and he's like, could you turn off the battery? It's still on. And it's like he's just having a chat with them as he's being shocked through his nipples. And I'm like, okay. Like, fucking Jack Reacher has a bow and arrow that he uses to ludicrous effect in that movie.
It's hilarious how deadly. He's like Odysseus's bow.
Yeah.
People are flying with him firing that bow. It's almost hilarious watching him because the bow looks tiny in comparison to Alan Richardson.
Every single shot that the ungentlemanly men fire hits its mark, and nobody else can shoot at anything to save their lives, and everybody is oblivious to everything happening around them except for these guys
until the last 5 minutes of that movie, basically.
But this is more like, what if what if that movie was like the Bourne Identity crossed with Ocean's 11
That-
and a
you
little
sold
bit
me
more
already.
serious? So I really like this movie. I don't want to hype it up too much because like I had zero expectations going in, and then I was watching it and I was like, when does this get bad? It was like I like this.
No,
So-
yeah, I get this and that Gentlemanly Warfare. I think were some of my favorite things I've heard of.
Yeah.
and I like that. That I haven't seen this one, but I really liked that Warfare one a lot because it's so fucking silly.
It really is. And you know what? Between this and the a few of the other things that I've seen, I'm like, I think Jake Gyllenhaal is like an action star. Like I didn't ever think of him like that, but I think he's like a tough guy action star
It's
now.
kind of
'cause
funny
he's-
because you thought he would have been early on,
Yeah.
and he just didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, but recently I feel like I've seen him in. Was he in like?
Well, Roadhouse was like one of the first big actiony things he started doing all of a sudden.
Is this it? He was. I mean, I guess
Because he
let's
did a lot of
see.
like thinking fucking movie things like, Zodiac and fucking
Roadhouse.
Velvet Buzzsaw was another one that was kind of insane.
Oh yeah, Ambulance. That
Yeah.
Michael Bay movie. He was the main guy in that.
About that
so-
point is when it started. He really started doing more action.
Oh yeah, he's Mysterio. He's a bunch of stuff. Anyway,
Because prior to that, yeah, he did a lot of weird shit. I think
Yeah.
Southpaw was it's still a boxing movie, but it was still an artistic thing.
Right.
Like everything he did was more artistic. But then after because he almost replaced Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2.
oh, okay.
But because it was a contract thing where they're like, well, we don't know if we're gonna accept his new contract, and Toby's like, no, I'll do it. They're like, okay. It's like, Jake, get the fuck out of this room. He's like, okay.
I mean, I really watched him just fucking swanning around, being Mr. Cool Guy with the sunglasses on, tell people he's going to kick their asses, and I was like, yeah, I believe it. I mean, I believe it more from Henry Cavill because that
Yes.
motherfucker is a mountain of a man.
Yeah.
And also that if you go to Ministry of Unjustice Warfare, you see him standing next to that Reacher dude, and it's like, that guy makes Henry Cavill look small. I don't
Yes.
even know what the fuck to say about this.
That was the thing that cracks me up about that movie is you're just like, that guy is gigantic in so many other movies.
He's
but
wearing like a
the
really
second-
tight shirt the
He's-
entire time.
Yeah, the second he's next to Reacher, you're like, oh, you're a tiny man.
So, anyway, I liked In the Gray. I would recommend, like, if it comes onto a streaming service, I don't think it's worth, like, spending $25 on, but I think that if it comes onto a streaming service or if it's, like, $4 to rent, you're looking for something. Like, it's kind of like, what if The Gray Man was actually a good movie? What if
Yeah.
Six Underground was actually, like, watchable? Like, it had a story that held together. At least with these Guy Ritchie movies, the story holds together for most of them. So, anyway, I've talked for too long. Michael, what do you got? We got to get to the Xbox over here.
I'm going to mention that I saw Supergirl now that I have finished doing the actual podcast episode for
Okay.
it. that
I think
did.
Amanda was talking about Supergirl last week.
I should have listened to that, what she had to say about
It's all
it.
right. It's all right.
I did not love that movie. I wanted to love that movie.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed overall, especially because of my issues with the third act specifically. I don't want to use the words accidentally because it feels kind of similar. That it has a lot of issues I feel like Man of Steel does in its third act. And it also has the worst music drop I've ever heard
Okay.
in quite some time.
All right.
Because there's this like really, it's in the trailers. It's that part where she's like surrounded by all the vehicles or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and she starts beating them all up in the kind of in slow motion and stuff. It starts playing this weird slow cover of The Middle by Jimmy Eats World,
I've heard this.
and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
That's not a song that should be slowed down to be artsy.
Yeah.
It's not an artsy song. It's a catchy song.
to be used in an action scene, by
Yep.
the way. So
Yep.
it's like it felt like it was making fun of Ruthie, because Ruthie does jack shit in that movie. So it's just like don't worry, Ruthie, you're in the middle or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you're making fun of her is what you're doing here. Because that scene would have been really cool if you had some swelling, super heroic like Superman theme type shit. Because she doesn't really have a theme in that movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what the Supergirl theme was to save my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like you could put 4 different songs together, and I'd be like, I don't know which one of these was it. The middle?
Yep.
Like I guess Jimmy Eat World is now her theme because this is fucking stupid.
Sure.
I really wanted to I still liked the first 2 acts quite well considering.
Yeah.
And Lobo was great in it, but I was just like, man, I weep for what I was hoping for.
Are we in another one of the Ghostbusters situations where you're like, I didn't like the movie, but not for those reasons.
Yes.
I didn't like it because of like real reasons, not the internet reasons.
Exactly. I'm not sitting here because I'm like, it's because it was woke. I'm like, no,
Right.
I wanted it. If anything, it wasn't woke enough. I was very upset with the third act more than anything.
It sounds like if you are, from everything that I've heard, it sounds like if you have zero expectations and you're like, I'd like to see an okay movie,
yes,
that you will be satisfied with your investment.
If you watched Superman and then went right after that, you'll be like, oh, this was a bad idea.
Well,
and my biggest issue, I can't say because it is such a huge spoiler at the end of it. But I will say this is that it misses the entire point of the original story that it was based on.
Okay.
And it makes me so upset that I'm going to have this conversation again.
Maybe you know what? Maybe when we're on the break, you could just tell me, because it's not like I got any skin in this fucking game. Like,
no, it's fine.
I didn't really care one way or the other.
I'm willing to toe if you want to hear it.
I mean,
it's just the conversation that I felt like I'd already had before that I now have to have again with people.
I mean,
I'm not looking forward to that.
I made you wait for like 2.5 years to talk about the end of My Hero Academia. Maybe you could just fucking spoil Supergirl for me because I don't give a shit.
I'll tell you off mic. That way you guys don't accidentally somehow hear it. Even though I know we edit these.
Well, speaking of disappointing, it's time for the news.
Talking about Hercules?
Time for the news. Time for the news. Oh, well, you know what? Okay. Let's talk about Xbox. We got two
We'll
big
start
pain
in
points.
America first.
We'll start with America.
Because we're America first.
That's
I felt disgusted saying it.
Gross. All right, so okay, listen. I'm gonna give Xbox some props here, and I'm gonna say why. But first, let's go over like what actually happened.
Yes, let's talk about what happened first.
Right. What happened? So Asha Sharma has been doing nothing but signaling that there's a fucking bloodbath coming in the third act of this.
Oh, she did.
Of this happening.
She did what Dracula does in the beginning in Castlevania. Where she's like, "Look, this is going to happen.
Yep.
Either you fucking figure out how to get out of here before I come back and slaughter everyone.
Yep.
Or or this is your fault.
Yep. And today we found out the shape of that. We knew that there were a bunch of studios that were on the chopping block, but we didn't know like exactly what was going to happen.
A lot of rumors. Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. Double Fine, Compulsion Games, Arcane, and what was the fourth one? Is it the Undead Labs?
Yes,
Undead Labs.
Undead Labs
Like
was the fourth.
and Ninja Theory.
Oh, Ninja Theory is also Ninja Theory is also there.
All right,
we don't want to forget about the studio that I'm surprised exists. Though
they're all leaving, and let's see, for Double Fine and Compulsion, they're going indie. They are managing to take their contracts out indie. I believe that Undead Labs and Ninja Theory are being sold to an unnamed, like some other investor is picking them up. They're not going indie.
It probably hasn't been finalized.
And
type
then,
of thing.
Because Arcane is based in France, where they have labor laws, they are opening, like, they have to negotiate with, like, the French labor board. They can't just be like, you're all fired. It's like against the law. You can't actually do that. So that all happened, and then...
Oh, also for the Double Fine and Compulsion, they get to keep their IPs.
And they all get to keep their IPs.
Yeah,
everybody gets to keep their IPs.
Phenomenal.
Leaving. Like, none of the IPs are leaving. There's even some talk about, I think there's some talk about how, I wasn't entirely sure where, like, was it State of Decay 3?
But they were still going to pay for it.
Is like, well, there's also some seed money going out there to the point where it's like, this is not, okay. No, wait. Let's finish the news and then
we'll get to it. Yeah, sorry.
So all that happened.
I just didn't realize that was going to be part of the thing.
No. I got you.
Yeah.
Also, Xbox. I want to make sure that this is, because I at first think that this was being reported a little weirdly. Xbox is laying off 3,200 people.
Yes.
1,600 gone last week. The other 1,600 are going to go over the course of the year. Now that's not the specific developers. Like, they can't. You're not firing Double Fine's employees, right?
No.
Like, this is Xbox. So that's happening.
But it's also seems to be a mixture of other things in Microsoft's end as well.
Yes.
Like I think because originally it was reported like 4,000.
Yes.
And I think it turns out like a chunk of that was actually just from Microsoft itself.
Well, and then there's also what was it, the other thing? There's also like big cuts happening just to Microsoft. They have nothing to do with Xbox.
Yeah, it's just happened to happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was reported as like a much higher number. So and I'm not going to pretend it's that much lower.
All right, so let's pause there and talk a little bit about this because I may just be cynical and let me be very clear. By no means am I handing anything to anybody. Nobody gets anything to. But this is about as good as it gets. Like I was thinking about this today, and I was like, you and me have been sitting in this room for fucking 5 years saying, how is this possible? This is untenable. There are no sales. There is no money.
No.
How do you keep buying thing after thing after thing and there's no fucking games? Where are the games, my man? You own Rare. Where is the game that is not Sea of Thieves? Where is the Halo? Where is the fucking anything?
They canceled Perfect Dark. It's like, what do you guys... Well, you guys have to give me something eventually.
I mean, like Compulsion Games worked for a long time on South of Midnight. Was it longer than they maybe needed? Maybe, I don't know, but that's not Compulsion's
It's
fault.
not really their fault.
That's fucking Phil Spencer and his staff's fault. So the thing is that I was like, I do feel I never want people to lose their jobs, and I do feel really bad for people, but like this is in the world that we live in. This is a sweetheart deal. Like,
this was for a lot of these studios, this is the best case scenario for them.
Right.
Because Asher Sharma was like, look, we need to do a hard reset more than any company has to have done in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it turns out Phil Spencer was full of hopes and dreams, but nothing else. Because the one she said... By the way, we had 14 layers of management.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And then my first thought was the Bobs from Office Space going, so what would you say you do here?
Yeah.
Type of thing. Because it's like, why do you have so many layers?
What seems to have happened, and like this is all conjecture, but yes, okay, so let me talk about that, is that one of Asha Sharma's points in the letter when they were talking about this was the fact that like there was like one decision could go through like 14 layers of management.
Yeah.
So here's the quote. Today, in some parts of the company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of this generation, even as our player base and playtime have declined. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5, and where possible 3 will deliver success, and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, the idea here is you've got the creatives, and you've got like the director of that studio, and you've got like the producer that answers to Asha Sharma, and that's it. Like,
that's all you should be doing.
Now, part of this, I think, is the fact that Microsoft, when they were buying these places, they were like, well, we're just going to buy Bethesda, but we're just going to leave the entire company the way it is, but they're going to operate under us. And it's like, well, no. That you could publish their games, but you can't really own them. And then, like, they don't need an HR staff. If we were talking about this, they don't need an HR staff if you have an HR department.
Yeah, we were surprised there wasn't any, like, anytime they were bought, there wasn't a lot of news stories about, well, a giant group of them lost their jobs. It was like, no, they bought them and everything was fantastic.
Right.
But how? Like, every merger we've ever seen, the next news story, because, like, for instance, a good example is the Disney Fox merger. When they got the Fox, everything that Fox owned.
Yeah.
There was a gigantic just news story of like 1,000 people laid off because we don't need an HR team, we don't need their accounting team, we don't need the X amount of managers, lawyers, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like we just need the other people, and it's always like it sucks. I'm not going to pretend it sucks. It doesn't suck, but it's a dream. Unfortunately, it's a dream world where everybody keeps their jobs and they're all functional. And everybody has something to do.
Yep.
The problem is when you have this many people. She also mentioned this was just that you don't know who to blame when things go wrong.
Yep.
Because that guy's going to be like, well, John told me that it was fine. And John's going to be like, well, that guy. And it's just going to be this fucking Spider-Man meme point at everybody.
Yeah.
And then nobody knows whose fault it is.
Yeah.
But Phil Spencer, for some reason, was just like,
Was like, well, we bought them, and like we bought Double Fine and did nothing. Did nothing with them and just said, go on, business as usual.
And they ran out of ideas.
And then 3 months later, I was like, how much money is Double Fine making? And they were like, 0. You didn't tell them to do anything. They're still working on the thing they've been working on for 4 years.
Yeah, they made negative $5 million.
And they were like, oh, okay, well, buy Obsidian. It's like, wait. Wait, hold on.
They need to come out with something.
Wait, hold on.
And then they're like, hey, what's Obsidian up to? And they're like, well, they actually made some games. They're like, oh, that's kind of nice of them. But none of them sold anything. And you're just like, well, buy another studio. It's like, stop it.
So here's the thing. If I had my druthers, I was talking about this last week. If I had my druthers, I would say, I want Microsoft. This is actually, people don't seem to understand that Microsoft is eating a lot of shit with this deal.
Yes.
Like, they're giving away IP. Nobody does that. Nobody does it. EA will hold on to Wing Commander until I'm dead and never allow another game to be made in the Wing Commander franchise.
And companies also don't look you dead in the eye and went, by the way, we lost 64 cents per dollar we spent.
Right.
They don't look you in the eye and go, we were so fucking incompetent
Yep.
that you should never trust us again.
Yep.
Like, to our faces is what she's doing, which is fucking crazy.
It's unheard of. Now, what I wish would have happened is that I told you this. We were talking about this a little bit yesterday because Michael and I are fucking nerds. We can't not talk about this shit.
No, we talk about this off mic. Just if we weren't recording this, we would still be talking about this.
Yeah, you get us in proximity. Michael came over to my house last week. We just started talking about this out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. There was no podcast stuff for me to do that week, and I still talked about it.
I would have said, okay, everybody, I'm bringing in the Hatchet Men. You've got 18 months to put out a product. And once you put that product out, if it sells really well, cool beans. And if not, this is the deal you get. You get to leave. You get to stay intact. Because, oh, my God, when you compare what's happening here to what happened with fucking Embracer, like, my God, Embracer destroyed studio after studio after studio after studio. All these studios are going to be intact. Now, they may be diminished. They may change. They may have a hard time getting their feet. Some of them may go out of business. Compulsion may, I don't know what they've got going on. They may end up with nothing and go out of business. But, like, the thing is that they've got a chance, which is more than I can say for anything that's happened. Fucking Tango Gameworks didn't have a chance. No. They just got fucking Thanos out into the... Well, actually, Krafton bought them, but that's a whole different story.
But they had to make a new version of it, though. Yeah. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, every decision Xbox made prior to this is what sealed their fate.
Yeah.
Because anytime there were game studios making games that were doing okay at best, and Phil was just like, give them another $300 million.
Yep.
And then he would show up being like, so what'd you do with that $300 million? Like, well, we bought a foosball table. He's like, well, what did you do with the rest of it? Who the fuck knows?
Well, the thing is that, see, what I think is that the thing is that you get bought by Microsoft, and he's like, do whatever you want to. And you're like, well, okay. They come back 6 months later, they go, what do you got? It's like, we got like 4 ideas. And he's like, great. Like, which one of these do you want? He's like, good job. Bye. And it's like, wait, no, come back. I need guidance, owner of my company. I need you to tell me what to do.
I'm going to make a very stupid joke, but it's like those parents that were like, well, my kid is one of those like free learning kids or whatever. He's like, if he wants to learn to read, he's going to figure that on his own. I'm like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sit him down and read him a story.
I mean, say what you will about Bethesda, but at least we know that fucking Todd Howard is in charge, like making stupid decisions, but making decisions. Like,
and what was worse is they made decisions. The few times they made decisions, you're like, but why did you do that? Well, again, when I'm bringing up Tango Gameworks again.
Right.
Like, we made Hi-Fi Rush. Everybody loved it.
Yep.
And everybody can't wait for another one.
Yep.
By the way, let's cancel that let's close down that studio. Then a week after they close that studio, they're just like, well, you know what? We need more games like Hi-Fi Rush. What is wrong with you?
Not even that, but when you go back and you read what Tango was an incubation project for giving you really talented talented developers.
Yeah.
That's a resource. That's the dev machine that keeps on giving. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway,
Yeah, it was it was like a Starfleet Academy that they were just like, nobody wants that.
yeah. So okay, we're cutting down to 3 to 5 layers. One of the things that's going to happen is, and I don't know. I think this works. King and Minecraft are going directly to Asha Sharma.
That was an interesting choice. Them specifically.
Well, I think that part of that is like you have two of the most profitable like IPs in the entire gaming industry, and you're doing nothing. Like Minecraft just is like, hey man, we added some pigs and a new Sahara mob, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck?
You can
fuck?
You can sit down now. Apparently,
You got a movie. You got a movie. Like, what are you doing, man? Monetize the shit out of this project.
I'm shocked that there's not just like a Minecraft 2 somewhere.
We put some My Hero Academia skins in there, so you could play Minecraft with My Hero with a little Godzilla mini game, and it's like, what the fuck? This is
I don't know.
This is one of the best selling games that's ever existed. This is the best investment you ever made, and you're just like, who
knows? Yeah. And there's also like 3 versions of Minecraft now, so
Yep.
like some things work on other things, and it's very frustrating.
And like Candy Crush, I don't know what's going on with them, but like, Microsoft bought King to get into the mobile space, and then I haven't heard jack fucking shit.
No.
Like nothing.
Like part of it was probably the Xbox Cloud stuff, and even then that didn't do any of them any good.
And then is an interesting one. This lady from Helen Chiang is now has been promoted to this. Okay, wait. So let me just read this. For the first time, we are establishing a chief operating officer with end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, platform, and services. Helen Chiang has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. So this is the enforcer.
Yes.
This is the person that's walking around with the clipboard with the money on it going, where's the money?
Yeah.
Where's the fucking money, Lebowski?
Yeah.
Like,
Eventually, yeah, because we talked about this off mic where he's like, they needed Alec Baldwin
Yep.
from again Gary Glenn Ross to
Yep.
walk in and be like, second place is a really nice set of steak knives.
Yep.
And third place is you're
fired.
fucking lose your goddamn job.
yeah. So
It's like, come on, guys.
here's the thing is that I of course I don't like this, but there were only about 3 ways that this could go.
Yeah.
And this was one of the good ways. Like, you couldn't, like, I see people online
This was a Kobayashi Maru.
well, I see people online who were like, well, you greedy fat cats, why is it that the people are just losing their jobs and not management? I'm like, management has lost their job. Phil Spencer is out. Fucking what's her face?
The lady
Sarah Bond
that people thought was going to take over.
is
Yeah,
out.
she's gone.
I guarantee you that when they talk about 14 layers, that there's a lot of
Yeah.
middle management that is fucking
That's just gone.
because they were not needed. So, and then again, I cannot stress enough that like giving, not selling, giving companies the IP that they made. There are clauses in all of those contracts that say that if you develop anything while you were owned by Microsoft, that shit belongs to Microsoft, and they are just like, forget about that. Take Keeper.
Yeah.
Make the entire Keeper world
Take South of
franchise
Midnight with you.
Take it with you.
Do what you want with it.
Take Senua. You can take
Yeah.
all of Senua and do whatever you feel like with
Fucking
Senua.
wild.
And like that's fucking crazy. That's
absolutely crazy.
Nuts. So
And this was the best case scenario for all of these specific studios, is what I'm going to say.
yeah. This is all the people complaining. I just don't know that there's a better way to do this. Like
That's the sad thing, is that there wasn't a better way to do that part of it.
Yeah.
There's a better way to do what we're about to talk about right now, because this is another example of what the fuck are you people doing?
Okay, I actually think I know what the fuck is happening here. So Doom or id Software had about half its staff cut.
Yes.
Any projects that they were working on, like a kind of John Wickish project.
They had a few ideas, apparently.
Well, what was the other one that they were working on that somebody else actually was? It was like, Perfect Dark.
Yes,
they tried to pick up Perfect
They're
Dark.
like, can we make Perfect Dark?
I'm just telling anybody in the video game industry who listens to this show, never touch Perfect Dark. Like if somebody drops it on the ground, you call somebody else to get it's like a fucking
cursed item.
It's a radioactive fucking thing.
It's that movie that every I forget what it was. It was a movie it was a documentary or a biopic that every fat comedian wanted to make, and every fat comedian wanted to make it died immediately afterwards.
But here's the thing. So there's been a lot of reports that basically what this means is that id Software is a support studio.
Yes.
They're
Which
not
is
making
tragic.
games. And they're not... there was a specific part of the story where they were like, they've also been told that they're all supposed to start getting familiar with Unreal Engine 5. And I'm like, okay... It used to be that id Tech and Unreal were in an arms race and that some projects used id Tech and some projects used Unreal. id Tech has been used for nothing but Doom for the last like 2 generations.
For a very long time.
And before that, it was like Doom and Wolfenstein and another thing from the fucking ZeniMax studio catalog. I think id Tech, I've seen how Doom runs on the fucking Series X. I think id Tech is superior to Unreal Engine 5.
It's optimized as hell.
But nobody is buying it.
Which is tragic.
So unless they were going to take a chance on like, we're going to make id Tech the official like engine of Microsoft, which I think would be cool.
Yeah, they should have done what Capcom did with the RE engine.
Right.
They're just like, hey, let's just use this for everything.
Everybody for everything. But I don't know, maybe it was really hard to use. I mean, Unreal Engine 5 may be a piece of shit that I fucking hate, but apparently it's cheap, it's easy, there's a million tutorials, there's a lot of plugins for it, there's all kinds of craziness. It's got AI hooks in it. Ooh, everybody loves that shit.
And yeah, here's the other thing I heard about with this having happened is that all the people that knew how to use it are pretty much gone now.
Yep.
Which also means it probably wasn't that easy to use, because if you can take out half the team and nobody knows how to use it, then that thing must have been not the easiest thing in the world to use.
I don't think they're in the... I think that id used to have... id was special in that they had this business model of like, well, we built this engine and then we license it for money and then we can spend fucking a whole long period of time making a crappy Doom game that nobody really likes. You know, I'm looking at you, Quake 2 and Doom 3. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to pretend that Doom 3 is the beloved franchise game that was.
I mean, you know, that lighting engine was fire and shit, but like that game was not all that fun to play.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But they haven't been that company in a long time. And you know, we and I were bitching on the video about like they fucked up their relationship with Mick Gordon. I didn't really like the direction they took the Doom franchise.
Same.
It seems like it wasn't nearly as popular. It's a lot like Halo, where it was just like a steady decrease in excitement until it's like, I mean, you know, it's fine.
Well, yeah, but at least with Halo, it was after 4 solid games, and then out of nowhere. Like, we only got 3, not even 3 games in the Doom, and I was like, because Doom Eternal was already fucking with us.
Yeah.
And then Doom to Dark Ages just felt like even more so, and I'm like, what are we doing here? So I'm only bummed because it's clear that they wanted to make more Doom.
Yeah. And
now I'm worried that we're going to get Unreal Doom, and that sounds sadder than it should be.
The only thing I can think of is that if it is still as full of nerds as I think it is, even though they fired a bunch of people, like the people are left are like, we're gonna make this fucking Unreal sing. We're gonna make this fucking thing work better than anybody. I'm gonna make Epic come talk to me about how I got this shit working so well.
I certainly hope so, because a lot of good people got fired from that.
They've also we haven't gotten into it, but it's also been told you are focused on Doom and Quake and Rage, and that is it. No new IP, nothing.
Every big IP is apparently the thing. I think from what I hear, reportedly is that they're going to be like, instead of being like, hey, well, do you want to make it? They're going to be like, we need new Halo, new Doom, new Fallout. Which one do you want to do it?
I see a Quake. I bet a Quake is in their future because I don't think anybody's going to prove Rage 3.
No one's going to prove Rage 3.
Speaking of threes, apparently as part of the deal with Undead Labs, State of Decay 3 will not be required to be on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh.
Which is actually pretty good news because Game Pass has been a fucking bad.
No,
it's great for me. It's bad for everybody else.
100%.
Like,
it didn't do what Phil Spencer wanted it to do.
Yes,
and that's honestly his fault.
But then also, I'm just like, I am not handing it to Microsoft in any way, shape, or form. But like, where the fuck is State of Decay 3? Those are not complicated fucking games. Those are not games that take 10 years to make. Like, where the fuck is this game?
So many of these games took too long. Too long.
Obsidian is losing 25% of its staff to layoffs.
Oh, that's a shame.
Which is weird because they put out but also I don't understand what was happening at Obsidian. They put out 3 games last year. Like,
that's the thing is they were like workhorses. They were coming out with things,
but then none of them were like Grounded.
They weren't huge things.
Grounded 2 was the best reviewed of the 3 games that they put out last year. And then apparently, hey, guess what? the monkey paw, fucking the fingers curled on the monkey paw because Avowed 2 has been canceled and Obsidian is working on a Fallout game.
Yes.
So there you go.
That was the funniest thing that came out of this is that somebody that Asha Sharma probably knew, or Asha Sharma herself, was like, we are tired of this bullshit. We have you two motherfuckers in the same room.
Yep.
I'm going to force you to be in the same room until you come out with a Fallout game.
Todd, are you working on a Fallout game? No? Well, then Obsidian, make a fucking Fallout game. We've got 2 seasons of this show, and Todd's like, we got Fallout 76. Well, fuck Fallout 76.
Like, yeah, we added
fuck yourself.
We added the ghoul to Fallout 76 and Call of Duty. You're like, what are you doing?
Shut the fuck up. Make New Vegas 2, you fucks.
Like, yeah, make games. What is wrong with you? Do something.
Like earlier this year, there was a shot in the Fallout show that was literally the shot from the intro of New Vegas with the sniper bullet.
It's fucking wild.
And then it played the music from Fallout New Vegas, and every single one of us jumped up in the air like it was the fucking Evo moment, going like, oh shit.
And they're like, Todd, what are you up to? It's like, nothing involving New Vegas.
That's right.
Fuck you guys.
That's right. I'm surprised at all of this that we haven't heard anything about that Fallout 3 remake.
No,
if that's even a fucking thing.
Maybe they killed everybody for it.
So anyway, that's cool. I mean, I think Obsidian is a pretty good company. I think forcing them to work in the Fallout universe is a good idea. This is one
of the few times I'm like, you need to force them to make a game.
This is like if somebody took over Sony and they were like, yes, we are making Bloodborne 2. And it's like, fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, just good. And just do it.
They're just putting a gun to their head. And they're like, you saw me shoot your coworkers. Make Fallout.
Yeah.
You're next.
Elder Scrolls Online, like ZeniMax Online, they had a bunch of cuts to the point where they had to put out a statement saying, like, we got to figure out what the roadmap looks like at this point because we don't have the same staff we used to. Apparently, Elder Scrolls Online makes a lot of money. Like,
that is a surprise that this happened to them. But
in this article, they said they're bringing in about $15 million a month. So I'm sure that like they got cuts, but I'm not sure where those were. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the people that were making that game were not the people getting cut, but the people above them were, because you don't want to fuck with that. That's $50 million a month.
No,
man.
yeah, that's one of the few profitable things you got going on.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting thing to do.
This is a funny one. When Arcane got put on the market, this guy, Raphael Colantonio, responded to Asha Sharma saying, regarding Arcane, how much? I'm asking for a friend. To tell you what's happening here, Raphael here used to be the studio head of Arcane, and then he left and he made his own studio, and his studio made that Weird West game.
Okay.
And now they are making they have another game in development that is another immersive sim with a kind of a Weird West, but it's a first-person game that they're currently making. And I think the thing here is that, like, game developers that made successful games like Dishonored, they get the big fucking payouts, right? Some of these guys have enough money in their bank account to be like, well, how much do you want for them?
Yeah.
Like, was it $2 million? I have $2 million.
Yeah, I could give you $2 million. Like, I'm fine with that type of thing.
How bad is it over there? So,
like, how can I haggle?
Yeah,
that's kind of what's going on here.
We also,
I kind of hope that actually comes into something.
We also got the story. This was kind of unrelated. That this is Project Eker.
I heard about this,
which is like a Halo multiplayer only spinoff game. Has been canceled.
It was like a rumored Halo multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not upset about this at all.
This came from Rebs Gaming, and apparently I just put this in here because it's thematically in a group of stories about things getting canceled and reworked.
Yeah.
I don't think it's had anything to do with the Asha Sharma thing. I think that's also a fucking terrible idea. Like, I think that's a goddamn, like, what, you're going to do a live service Halo game now?
Well, they couldn't even keep up with Halo Infinite,
right?
When it was the style at the time.
Yeah.
It was like, you're not going to do it now. Like, what are you doing?
Also, they got this guy, Chris Munson. He was running the Xbox Fan Fest stuff. So several years back, Xbox realized that they needed like a hype man to go out to like esports and like live shows and stuff like this. So this wasn't like the guy on stage, but it was one of these guys that was working with their social media team to like put stuff out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean here, but if that was your job, I don't feel like you did it very well. Like,
well, he didn't have a lot of time,
and he also didn't have a lot. Well, no, he's been around for 15 years.
No, but I mean at this job specifically.
That's true.
That's the thing.
True.
Yeah.
But I again, I don't. If I could snap my fucking fingers, everybody just gets $1 million a year and nobody has to do anything.
Oh,
it's
100%. I would love to have that happen. I don't know how much he made during that. It was 3 months he had doing that, but I'm sure he made a decent amount of cash at it.
No, 15 years.
No, but I'm talking about the main FanFest part.
I think he's been doing that for 15 years.
Oh, well, they just brought back FanFest is what it was.
I mean, he was doing it like before.
Oh, so his job was
he's
just
the guy that's
social
been there
media
the entire fucking
in general.
time.
Oh, well, then he definitely wasn't doing anything. He was bad at it entirely then.
Man, we got to speed run some of this.
I'm sure he milked that for what it was worth.
So there was an interesting thing here. What's left? Who's left? So what do we got left at Microsoft now that all this has happened? We got Activision, we got Blizzard, we got King, we got Bethesda, we've got the Coalition making Gears of War.
Oh yeah, the Gears of War guys.
Halo Studios making Halos, Mojang making Minecraft, Obsidian making Fallout, Playground Games doing
The Forza guys, yeah.
Actually, they're also the ones that are making Fable.
I didn't know that. I just assumed they were only Forza this whole time.
Turn 10, which was the Forza, used to be the Forza Motorsport crew. They're now a support studio for Playground Games.
Oh, okay.
Rare, which apparently Sea of Thieves is still making enough money for them to crank out season 65 or whatever it is.
Well, they put it on PlayStation or whatever, so they clearly could want to make more money off of that thing.
And then In Exile, which is making that Clockwork Revolution. Nothing about that. Apparently that thing is just greenlit all the way. Like, I think it's far enough that they're just like, don't fucking touch those guys.
No.
They're gonna launch this thing, and everybody's excited for it. Just fucking leave them the fuck alone.
It was also one of the few. She's like, this is now an Xbox exclusive,
right?
So if I do that to them, it makes me look worse.
And then World's Edge.
What the fuck is World's Edge?
World's Edge is the part of Microsoft that keeps putting out Age of Empires games.
Oh, I guess that makes them so money.
No, World's Edge is not the one that they're not. Okay, they're not the one making Age of Empires games. They're the ones that manage licensing remasters of various Age of Empires games out to sub studios and also other studios to make new content for those games.
Oh, well, they're probably making a good amount of money just doing that then.
Like, they're just like over in the corner, like, what? No, it's fine. We make a lot of money. We make a lot of money.
They're like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Fuck, we're over time. All right.
There's a lot of this news. That's what sucks. This could be the entire podcast if we wanted it to be.
I know. Part of this was there's been a lot of clowning on this statement that Asha Sharma made where they say they want 1 billion
I heard about this.
users, active users a day. And I'm like, and people are like, oh, this is what you're sacrificing these beloved studios is for this stupid goal that nobody can ever reach. And it's like, man, this is a thing you say to fucking investors. It's it's a number. Like,
well, this is the shoot for the stars thing.
Right.
It's like, we're going to shoot for the stars, but if you make it to the moon, at least you're fine.
It's also one of those things where, like, if they manage in the next 3 years to turn around every one of the companies that they have left, and if fucking Fallout New Vegas 2 is a hit, and Elder Scrolls 6 is a hit, and God of War E-Day is a hit, and Modern Warfare 4 is a fucking hit,
Gears of
War. Gears of War.
I was like, the God of War E-Day. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'd play that game.
Like, they're left with
Kratos fighting locusts. I'll play that.
They're left with heavy hitter IPs and studios. If they can just, like, that was the thing that was confusing to us for the last 5 years about Microsoft is like, you've got a fucking closet full of gold bars and you keep like eating them instead of spending them. And I'm like, no, use them to buy snacks. Don't eat the bars directly.
Yeah, it reminds me of that SpongeBob thing where they just had all this money. It's like, we didn't know what to do with the money, so we just started burying it, and started burning it, and then we just were giving it away. Right. It's just like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So that happened. Game Pass subscribership is down from 77 or no. There was a chart that came out when Microsoft was doing their takeover where they were projecting what they wanted Game Pass
during
users during the acquisition
FCC thing. Yeah.
And according to that chart, at this point right now, they were supposed to have 77 million active users. They have 30.
Yeah, and they lost a chunk before this because of the price hike.
Yep. And also, when they were doing this, fucking Phil Spencer was like, if it's not up to that, then the whole fucking Xbox division will have to be shut down. It'll be a total failure.
Yeah.
But that was them being like, I don't even know what a video game is.
Yeah.
Monopoly.
I'm just a small country town man.
That's right.
I don't know how these newfangled cloud machines work.
I'm just a simple country lawyer. Yeah. Dimatrix said something stupid.
That's all you had to say.
Microsoft has a new AI thing. Apparently, I can't get into this, but you know how everybody want to use AI for everything? And then they're like, well, here's how much it costs to use AI for everything. And they're like, I can't fucking do that. It'd be cheaper to hire somebody.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, so apparently the AI is trying to figure out a way to be like, well, here it runs a little bit on your systems, but it's just a bad look to announce this brand new thing called Frontier company AI labs inside of Microsoft the same week that you lay off a bunch of people.
Oh, it makes you look terrible.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants that even now.
I don't usually talk about politics, but I thought this was really funny. Bernard Sanders had a quote where he basically, I love this so much.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not going to do the voice. I don't want to do this. Last year, Microsoft made $101 billion in profits, got a $12.5 billion tax break from Trump, and paid its CEO $96 million. This year, it's raising the price of the Xbox by $150, eliminating 3,200 jobs. Please don't tell me corporate tax breaks create jobs. It never trickles down.
No.
And
that was damn, man.
Yep.
He went straight for the jugular on that one.
Yep. And then
Reaganomics, guys.
Yeah, okay. So I think we managed to get through Microsoft. There's some questions about with now that they're going in this direction, like some of these games are still trickling over to PlayStation, but I have a feeling that much like PlayStation chopped off the spigot to PC, that Xbox is going to, outside of like Call of Duty and multiplayer games like that, we're not going to see nearly as many single player games come over to the PlayStation moving forward.
That is an interesting thing to do.
And people are like, well, but the money, and it's like, yeah, the money, but we've kind of come to realize that like there's a lot more benefits than just the money to leaving it on your own platform. You can sell hardware, but then also there's just a feeling that people like about having something exclusive to the team that they're on.
Well, not only that, it's just like it keeps you in that spot.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to figure a good way of putting it. It's like a special ice cream or something.
Yeah.
That's like, look, this ice cream is incredible, but I could go buy this ice cream at like 8 other stores or whatever. But if they have like this specific flavor, then you're going to be like, well, that's my favorite one because they have my favorite flavor or whatever. But then all of a sudden they decide, you know what, this flavor's so good, and we're going to start giving it to the other stores.
We're going to start selling it at the fucking gas station.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to go there anymore. What's the point of it? Because now my favorite thing is everywhere.
Yep.
And so they have done that to themselves. The fact that Halo, of all things, the thing that kept the original Xbox alive is on a PlayStation console is insane to me even now.
Yes. I mean, it took me a good decade to get over seeing Sonic come to the Olympics on the Nintendo Switch because I'm that old. But
that's another good example of that. The Mario and Sonic hanging out.
Yeah.
What is this bullshit?
What the fuck? Anyway, with that, we've gone over time. We're going to take a break. We come back. Sony, your time has come.
Yes.
And we're back. And we're pretty much done with Microsoft, which, as I said before, means it's about time. It's about time to talk about our good friend Sony. We talked a lot about Sony last week, but we're going to talk a lot more about Sony. Oh, by the way, our last little cap on the Microsoft one was that Microsoft was asked whether Halo will be on a disc or digital only, and they were like, "Oh no, the whole thing is on a disc. You could play it." I'm like, I certainly fucking hope so.
Yeah. And they're like, it's like even the PlayStation one, guys, where it's all physical.
Yep. Anyway, all right. So last week, PlayStation announced they're no longer making physical discs. I have a bad case of cold water to throw at people about this one. But let's start with saying
that is the unfortunate thing. Yes.
That the internet was not amused.
No.
Like several days later, Sony put out a little video about their wireless fighting stick for Marvel Tokon, and every single reply was about the physical disc thing.
Well, it's because they didn't say anything for 6 days?
Yep.
Something like that?
And not just that, but apparently, like, they did a tweet about Mortal Shell. They did a tweet about Doom, and people are like, no, don't you run from me. You fucking answer about this shit right now. Don't you pretend like everything is cool.
No.
I see what you did.
Every time, because I've been paying attention to their Twitter, even though I don't usually normally use Twitter, but that's usually where the majority of people are still.
Yep.
Like, there was just like, hey, new PlayStation Plus games. Everything on the bottom was like, fuck you. And it's just every post they've done, because they've rapid fired some of them, but it's at this point, it's kind of negligent that they're just throwing these people out to get fucked.
Yeah, I think the first one was like 65,000 comments or something like that, and then
it was huge.
It's like 16,000, and the next one was like 9,500. So people are unamused. People are not having a great time.
Their jimmies are rustled.
All right. Are you guys ready for some cold, hard, bad?
Yeah.
Here comes the cold, hard, bad. I don't know if you guys are watching One Take Schreier. Jason Schreier started a YouTube channel where he just
I did actually watch this, by the way.
turns on a channel and he talks for like 20 minutes, and the dude fucking knows a lot of shit. So it's like, yep. He did a little breakdown about like, what's the difference between putting a disc in the store and having an all digital game when it comes to the profit that Sony makes. And I'm just going to come all the way down. You could go watch the video for yourself. But first party games. So digital, like games that Sony makes. Digital, $70. They get $70 of $70.
Yeah.
Physical, they get $45.50 of $70. So they get 54% more money if we purchase it digitally.
Yeah.
Third party games. Physical, $35. They get $35 of the physical purchase. For digital only, they get $50. And this is like, you know, the piece that goes to EA or whatever, right? So it's 40% higher for third party games. All right, Michael. How many PlayStation 5s have been sold over the years since the PlayStation 5 came out?
That's a lot. I don't know how many overall.
About 97 million.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Let's round that up to 100 million. Makes the math real easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if the PS6 only sells 70 million, if you let's just do easy.
Let's make it
75
like,
million. If you reduce the amount of PlayStation sold by 25%, they make money. Like,
Yes.
they make a lot of money.
They make a lot.
They
of
make a
money.
lot of money.
If that number is even lower, they're still making a lot.
They're
of money.
still making money. 54% higher, 54% more profit on digital sales, 40% more profit on third-party digital sales. They, like, there's this thing, it was like, yeah, man, that tweet got 65,000 replies. I'm like, if every one of those 65,000 people does not buy a PlayStation 6, it's not even a fucking drop in the bucket.
Well, not only that, yeah.
Like,
there's the highest of those petition ones
yes.
that they come out with. They're like, somebody came out with a petition and they had 150,000 people sign it.
No, that one's up to 250,000.
Again, that's not a lot compared to what we just said.
It's a drop in the bucket. I mean,
like, it's a drop, the droppiest drop.
Yep. And like, I'm sorry, but I got to point this out because we did last week. Everybody's like, oh, no, I don't want that. And it's like, well, according to sales data, statistically, you probably bought some games digital only. And like, yes, you wanted the option to buy the CD. Of course, I want the option to buy the CD. You love the option to buy the fucking
I
optical,
buy it as much as
media.
I can. Yeah.
You know, you want to be able to sell it. You want to be able to get used games, et cetera, et cetera. But look at these fucking numbers, man. 50%. You get 55% more money from a digital sale than from a physical sale. Like, that's horrifying. Like,
yeah, they've also been playing the game on this for a while because they've been funneling people into digital only for quite some time.
Yep.
And I don't just mean indie games and stuff like that, and just the idea of the unlocking at midnight type of thing.
Yep.
It's because I've noticed the trend fairly recently, and not even that recent. It's been happening for at least a couple years, which is that there's so many games now where they're like, if you buy the digital deluxe version, you get XYZ, but if you buy the physical version,
right,
you don't get any of it.
Yeah,
like you don't get like because I'm going to bring up one that's coming out very soon.
Yeah,
which is Tokon, Marvel Tokon Souls. I think is
Fighting Souls.
There's no physical deluxe edition that comes with the pre-order bonuses. The $100 digital one comes with, which are the 5 costumes, the avatars, and I'm guessing a season pass type idea, but there's no physical version of that version.
Yeah,
if you buy the physical one, it's only the normal one, and there's no mention that you can just buy the digital deluxe edition when it comes out, because not all of it, because I would love to say that happens every time, but Saros recently, when they came out with their pre-order bonus, which is that one, the beach whatever outfit, you can't buy that one.
Oh, right.
So if you just didn't buy it, you were fucked. And not all physical versions had the code for that.
Sure.
And so you're getting funneled into this fucking digital only landscape.
Yep.
Like the game was rigged from the start type of thing.
Well, also I can't get over this, and I know, like, I understand that people want what they want. I really get it. And I'm gonna say another thing after I get out saying this, but 85% of their sales. Like, if you lose 15% of your sales, like, it's not like you're losing the majority of the people that buy games. This is 85% of their sales are digital when discs are available.
Yes.
When you could go buy discs. Anybody could go buy a disc. And people get real up in their feelings about this, but I'm like, but the data shows that, like, the vast majority of you are fucking buying Marvel Tokon digitally, not physically.
It's a good example of the another way I can put this that's very obvious was when Cyberpunk 2077 had the options for refunds for everybody. Only like 13% of people took it. No, they didn't lose anything overall. Like, it's just like, it's the same thing. If they lose 10% of their consumers, it's going to be that fucking meme. They're like, oh no. Right. Anyways, it's just going to be that. And it sucks. I hate that is the case. I'm going to be upset whenever the PlayStation 6 comes out. I probably won't get it anytime soon, type of thing. And not just because of the discs thing, but because we live in a hellhole where everything's $1,000.
Right.
It's just that, like, what sucks is I know that if I'm going to want to play certain games, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and end up doing that anyway.
Do the digital,
And it sucks. It's a world that we're unfortunately in, no matter what we do. Even the thing that we're about to mention right now.
So here's the thing. I really do think that Sony could probably assuage this quite a bit. Well, first off, let's just be real here for a second. The people listening to this podcast, you guys are the fucking special ones, okay? Michael and I are reading these fucking news stories by Joe Consumer has no fucking idea that any of this is happening, and it won't even affect him. He'd be like, oh, new PlayStation doesn't have a disk drive. Wow, that's weird. I guess I'll just have to buy Madden through the PlayStation Store. Like, they're not incensed.
No.
They don't care about game preservation. They don't give a shit about buying used games. They're just like, the fucking normies do not give a shit about any of this.
You want proof outside of everything we mentioned right now? The PS5 Pro sold better than the PS4 Pro, and it doesn't come with the disc by default.
Yep. It's like an extra $85 to buy one.
It's actually even more now because everything keeps going up in price again.
That's true. But the thing is that I think that Sony, if they wanted to try to make this a little bit easier, they just needed to give people something. Like, they needed, the Switch 2 has done some somewhat similar stuff with the game cartridge stuff, but at least they've established this, like, well, the game may not be on the cartridge, but you can still hand that cartridge to somebody else and they can play the game.
Exactly.
And I even think that Sony would have been better off, instead of saying this, like I said to Amanda last week, was like, if I was Sony, I just would have cut production by 70% and been like, everybody gets 2 copies of Laufey. Yeah, like, oops, I didn't get any. And it's like, well, those collector's editions, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, make the pre-orders mean something again.
And
like,
then
make it when you have to fight to the death over your discs again.
Yep. And then after that, after a few years of that, make it so that it's like, yes, you can buy a disc, but you can only buy it from Sony directly, and it is $100.
No.
Like, that's how this works. If you guys really want the discs, there they are. Like, they're not cheap. They're not at Best Buy. Fuck those guys. Like, they were taking 50% of the shit anyway. Like, we're going to sell them direct.
And it's not like this isn't something that is already happening. Limited run games, every game is like $20 more expensive minimum.
Yep.
Every fucking version of Scott Pilgrim versus the World on disc was another like 20, and you have to wait a while. You have to wait a long time to get that. When Metroid Prime Remastered came out, I had to wait 3 months to get the physical cartridge, because I ended up not even buying the digital one. I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the physical one because it gave me time to beat some games to buy it. And that I was fine with that. And that's the thing, physical users would be fine with that, but we're not even gonna be given the option, which is what frustrates me. But I also know that I don't have much of a choice on that because the only way this would be reversed is that they would have to only sell like 4 million of these fucking consoles, like, and that's not happening. And even if it does, they're not going to be like, well, we now need to make more consoles that have the disc drive in it, because that's also going to spend them even more money, and that's not. They would rather just bear with it until people want to buy it again.
Oh my god, though, I tell you what. I know that fucking Project Helix is not going to have an optical drive in it because I just don't think anybody's going to have one anymore.
No.
But oh my god, can you imagine if they announce the Helix at E3 and then Asha Sharma recreates the fucking handing the disc? If it had a disc in it and they did that, it's like fucking Xbox's revenge.
It would be the most masterful thing they could do, but the sad thing is I know they're not going to do it.
I know. Anyway,
if I was them, I would do it immediately.
I think Sony should offer people they should throw them some kind of bone. Like,
they should just make all online play free.
Well, or yeah, but there's a few things they could make it like. I would settle for some kind of guarantee, like a law or something that is like, you can't take this away from me, like you did the fucking videos on the video service.
I gotta be able to hang on to this no matter what.
Or put up a system like Nintendo has, where I can loan you Marvel Tokon digitally, and yes, I can't play it when I have it. And yes, you'll get some abuse, but you're always going to get abuse, and people will at least have better feelings about that.
Nintendo did the greatest thing I've ever seen, which is figure out how to loan digital games. And that's what PlayStation needs to do with this. They need a family plan ass thing. And that's really what solves so many problems.
Absolutely. Let's see. We're going to run through most of the rest of this pretty quick. People were trying to cancel their PS Plus accounts in protest about the news. And a lot of them were then, the siren song came where they were like, what about half off for 6 months? And they were like, well... Fuck,
that sounds pretty cool.
Like, goddamn.
I'm not gonna lie, Uber Eats has done that to me multiple times. Where I'm like, I'm gonna cancel because I don't have it anymore. But at the time, I did because I was using a lot. I was like, I'm gonna cancel my Uber Z1 or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
They're like, well, we're sad to see you go, but what if you got an extra month for $1?
Right.
And I was like, well, I could spend $1. And then fucking cut to 5 months later, I'm like, oh shit.
Yep. This was an interesting one. Apparently, I mean, this is how I think that I know that there's no going back here.
Yeah, I heard about this too.
The staff at one of the facilities that makes the PlayStation discs literally have been informed that they're going to be retrained on how to make fucking lenses instead, because apparently they could do the same thing in the production facility.
Sense,
So, but yeah, that's. I mean, when that happens, it's like, yeah, well, you don't. This is kind of like we've talked before about the way like the economy works, where it's like you don't just like decide, you don't just like skirk to a cartoon halt and decide, JK guys, like when you're telling factories on the other side of the world to retrain the personnel that were making your thing to something else.
There's a great thing I always think about when I think about this stuff is that there's an old episode of Bob's Burgers where they change the formula of like a candy that Gene likes. And he's like, I'm going to go to them and I'm going to force them to change it back to what it was. And he does at the end of the episode, he has this impassioned speech about candies everybody loves. And they're like, you know what? We should do that. What would it take to go back to it? He's like, well, we got to spend, he's doing this calculator, about $70 million, and they're like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like, because they can't just go back. It's not how that works. It's not how businesses work.
Well, I was thinking like, the PS6 doesn't ship with an optical drive. Like, let's say that they did make discs for it, then you'd have to also manufacture an optical drive, and then you would have to buy that on top of the $1,000 console.
Well, not only that, you have to figure out how to attach that thing to a machine that wasn't designed for it.
Yeah.
It's not like the PS5 Pro came out and then you had to buy a special kit that you had to attach it, screw down, and then put in the disc drive.
A USB cable runs off the back to an optical drive.
It was designed to already have it, which is why it works out fine. The same with the original digital version of the consoles.
Yep.
But if you design it without it, then you're going to end up with the way PCs are, where you have the USB port that connects to it, so you can have a CD drive.
Yep.
But that's not going to run the way it's supposed to.
No.
So it's like, and it's going to look stupid, especially for a console version.
It is. All right. This is a brief, we're going to kind of come back to this in a minute, but a brief side jaunt that I just wanted to take a little stick and jam it in Sony's eye for a minute here. Hey, Marvel Tokon is not going to be available in 132 countries. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds very familiar.
Does that sound familiar? That sounds like the number of countries that you can't play Helldiver. That we weren't going to be able to play Helldivers 2 in. And that's
they were fully reversed, by the way.
That's because those countries don't have PlayStation Network accounts, and if you don't have a PlayStation Network account, you can't play Marvel Tokon. I don't think that any fighting game, I don't think that the most popular fighting game in the world was going to be such a smash hit that it needed to be played everywhere. Yes. But still, it's stupid that they're still doing this shit. That they're pulling back from the PC, but they still require you to have a fucking PlayStation account in order to play fucking Tokon.
It's really shitty because there's a lot of fight. The thing about the fighting game community is there's a lot of tournaments all over the world.
Yep.
And if you're region locking essentially where you are, you're kind of fucking a lot of these people who have big fighting game communities.
True.
Because some of these countries aren't small countries. Yeah. Egypt is not a small country.
That's true.
So it's a shitty thing to do, but unfortunately, unlike Helldivers, it doesn't look like they're gonna take that decision away from it anytime soon.
Yep.
So I mean, this thing comes out next month.
They're already in the shit with the disc thing as well. That could go completely under the radar and nobody would remember it because they're still busy fucking replying to tweets.
Exactly.
So here's a question. Let's go back to the disc thing. If only there was a governing board, or like a board of video game executives and representatives, like a lobbying group that could, help to straighten out this whole disc mess and make it better for the consumer. There is. It's called the ESA, and no, they will not do any of that because they suck ass.
They haven't been doing anything for a long time.
Not only that, but every time they have like a hearing about like game preservation, the ESA shows up to be like, it's not possible. It's not possible. The entire industry would be fucking burned to the ground if we let people do anything outside of what they're doing right now. If the companies aren't allowed to do everything they want to do and consumers are jacked in their jackhole, this entire industry will fall over and die in like 3 days. And it's like, what? No, fuck you. Like, that is just not true.
They suck. The ESA, there's a reason the E3's fucking died.
Yep.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Yep. Anyway, there's this article about there's a group called Does It Play that is a group about that's invested in this, that put out this statement, and it goes on and on and on. And I look, some of this though is a little, again, I started to kind of turn a little bit on this issue because they talk about they talk about game preservation, right?
Yeah,
game preservation. You got the disc. Then they talk about it's also going to hurt retailers, retailers that sell physical game discs may shut down. And to that, I am like, boo the fucking who. GameStop has been running on fumes for 15 years now, and if you motherfuckers didn't have a plan for when this happened, then I got no tears to shed for you.
Well, their plan was Think Geek, and that didn't go very well for them.
Right.
They're like, more Funko Pops.
And then the next thing was also there are a lot of different organizations and creators that rely on affiliate marketing. And if there's no physical copy for people to buy, there could be no affiliate links. And I'm like, okay, come the fuck on with that. If you can take that shit all the way out of my face, okay? Like,
the thing about the affiliate marketing thing is that it works on everything.
Yes.
That's how that works. That's why the Amazon thing works to begin with.
Anyway.
It's just stupid. That is one of those things where like, okay, you're losing the argument now.
Yeah.
The beginning was a great idea, but the longer you go on, the more I'm like, no.
There's also though the some of the game preservation people have also brought up a good point, who are like, you guys do know that what's on the disc a lot of times isn't even functional. Like, you need that day one patch in order to have this be representative of what the game actually is. So if they shut down the server and you've got a broken ass copy of fucking Stellar Blade, it's not like you're going to put it in, it's going to be a great. It's like, think of all the games that have had performance updates, that have had optimization updates. None of that is on the disc. It's not like they even issue a second version that has all those updates on it.
The majority of the time they don't. Like, I think one of the few of them that do are like, you know, the Super Street Fighters of the world type of thing, or the complete edition type things. But that's so much rarer now.
Yeah.
It used to be super common, you know, because back in the day you couldn't really do an update that worked that same way.
Right.
Because, you know, that's why there's like...
the drives weren't there.
Yeah, that's why there were like 9 versions of Street Fighter 2, basically, where now it's Street Fighter seems to do it for money reasons.
Yep.
Because they'll be like, well, now you can buy Super Street Fighter 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and so it comes with more. But that's like one company who does that.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people who do that. And the only other reason why, you know, some people want the physical things is because of like the fact that some people would rather have that take the load off the data download for them.
Sure.
So they only have to download the update and stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
But again, game preservation isn't really the same thing, and it used to be, because as you mentioned, the Switch games aren't cartridges.
Some of them.
Oh yeah, some of them are. Some of them are download keys. They're just, you put them in, and then it basically tells the server to be like, it's okay, give him the game, and it's okay, he can keep playing the game.
Right.
That's all it's for. So it's like, we are in a weird fucking position now. It's just very strange.
The one thing that may actually help with this would be the fact that, like, you know, I know that this is a weird thing, but, you know, there are archival groups that are like, we have to have a copy.
Yeah.
There has to be a copy of this somewhere so that it is preserved for the future. You can't just be like, fuck the Library of Congress. Like, there has to be, like, you may not have to press discs for Michael and me, but, like, there have to be some places where there's something that can exist if you turn off the PlayStation Network. Like, I don't know.
Oh, the sad thing is that somebody has done the fuck the Library of Congress, and his name is George Lucas.
Well, there is that. Yeah.
They're like, we want Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, here's the McClunky edition, and they're like, no.
Yeah. But anyway, all the preservation places are just like, none of them are flummoxed by this, because they're like, we've been fighting this shit for the last 5 years, and nobody gives a fuck. Like,
yeah, they've been losing this fight for a long time.
The ESA is fighting us tooth and nail. They're the trade group that the video game industry funds. They have got a lot of money, a lot of resources, and now that E3 is not a thing, nothing to fucking do except kick us in the nuts all day, every day. And again, let's go back to what I was saying before. Most people don't fucking even know that this is happening. Like, nobody knows this is happening, or like you and I know this is happening. But again, look at those margins. It's got to be like 70% of PlayStation users need to know that this is happening and have the intestinal fortitude to go. And therefore, I will not buy any PlayStation games starting now and continuing into the PlayStation 6, and I don't give a fuck what Grand Theft Auto looks like or how it runs.
Oh yeah, and the other thing is, you have to convince all the young people that this is a bad thing.
Yep.
The problem is, all the young people are only watching TikToks and not buying physical anythings to begin with.
Sure.
They're the ones who are buying the digital-only consoles, being like, ew, I have to get up to put in another game.
Yep.
So they're going to be the ones that you have to convince, and that's not happening.
Yeah. Let's see. The French, as always, are interested in this. There's a left-wing guy in France, in the French Parliament, called Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who put out a statement it's a lot of what we've just said here, complaining like you will pay without ever owning anything. No loan, no resale, no guarantee of keeping what you paid for. Video games are not mere merchandise; they're cultural assets, and the law in force must apply to them.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's very true.
You know, like if movies and books and paintings and fucking music are art and should be preserved, and so are fucking video games, and they should be preserved.
I want a law that's just like, look, if you make a licensed game and the game comes out, you got to keep that fucking game on the market.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this, like, oh, we can't sell the Deadpool game again because Marvel is like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore.
Or they had to take down Metal Gear Solid 3 because the stock footage, like licensing ran out. And I was like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. It's like, come on, guys. We need the problem I've always had with the no physical thing is the fact that I have to fight to the death for Spider-Man games that from the past,
right?
Because they don't always re-release them. It was a miracle Maximum Carnage came out, by the way, because that game is music plagiarized-tastic, and the fact that it came out with its original soundtrack intact, I don't know who they had to sacrifice for that, but God, they bless them.
Okay,
but you know, I'm stuck here. I can't even buy fucking Ultimate Alliance 1 or 2 anymore.
Yeah.
I can't buy even if I buy the physical, I can't buy the DLC to Ultimate Alliance 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we need more laws in place that let games still be completable in a way that lets me give you money correctly.
Like consumer protection laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would expect such a thing?
That's one of the things that I hate the most about the United States of America, where they're like, rights, caveat emptor, bitch, like bend over. I just, you know,
they're like, are you a corporation? Because they're people now.
Right.
We care about them.
Yeah. And you, what do you want? I don't give a shit what you want. Get the fuck out of my office.
Exactly.
So GitHub did a little stunt last week. This is already over, so you can't do it anymore. But GitHub, for anybody who doesn't know, is a code repository. They had a thing where they had limited, like 1,000 copies from like July, I think it was like the 6th to the 9th or whatever, where you could just request a physical version of your GitHub code and they would burn it on a disk and fucking send it to you.
I kind of love that, actually.
Except like, I know how GitHub works, and that doesn't make any fucking sense because the whole point of GitHub is like continuing to add to it and change it and submit and fucking forks and branches. The whole system is there to do that. But also, did you know that GitHub is owned by Microsoft?
I did not know that.
Which makes it a little bit funnier.
It is actually way funnier knowing that, actually.
Like, I guarantee you that this wasn't like Asha Sharma going like tee, but by the same token, I kind of like to think that.
I would rather that be the thing, but I know it's not going to.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, where am I? Okay. All right. I told you I had some Nintendo. God, we got to get a little faster. Mario Kart. The Mario Kart phone game is shutting down.
Oh, I forgot that was still a thing.
Yep. After 7 years, the Mario Kart Tour is shutting down in September. No refunds for anything. No offline mode. Nothing. Just fuck yourself.
Oh, okay. So it's like the one anti-consumer thing they've done recently.
Yeah. You know, like, I didn't know this, but apparently, like, they shut down that Animal Crossing phone game. But then they
quite some time ago.
made like an offline version.
Oh, okay.
So you could keep playing it even if we weren't connected to their servers.
Yeah.
But for this, nah, bro.
That is a shame because that was a game that actually, like, I can see why people would want to play that game. Because there was the Mario Run game, and I think that's still around.
That's still around, yep. But this kind of goes back around to, like, there were courses for this game that were only on this phone game, and then once it's shut down, where are you going to see those ever again?
That's true.
So, the other
they're
thing
smart, they'll add them to the Mario Kart world.
The other thing they're doing, I got a little jumbled today when I was putting this news together. Nintendo is going to stop selling the Nintendo Switch in Europe next year.
Interesting.
And do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because Europe passed a consumer protection law that says you must be able to replace the batteries in your devices.
Oh, they just gave up.
And Nintendo looked at the Switch and went, it's not worth retooling this and then doing a new run when we're trying to sell Switch 2s, because the Switch 2 in Europe does have a new version with a removable battery, as well as Joy-Cons with removable batteries, as well as a Pro Controller with removable batteries. I'm like, oh shit, like, hey, look at that, when the government is like, hey, you can't do that, and they actually make them do it.
Yeah, I actually get to do it now.
Like, that's cool. I really wish that remember my Nintendo Switch's battery ballooned?
Yes.
And I like the amount of time and effort it took me to disassemble. And I'm an ex-laptop repair person. Like, I'm not afraid of taking these motherfuckers apart. I've got the tools to crack controllers open, which, by the way, that fucking Pro controller is a bitch to get open.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I remember you, you lent it to Tessa.
Yeah.
And then you got it back, and I looked at it. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And then it turns out it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with the battery.
Yep. So yeah.
I'm the one who waited in line for that thing, by the way, for people who don't know.
Well, that's why I didn't throw it away. It's still over there. It still works. I got a new battery. It's a big ass battery.
Okay.
Kotaku put out a chart last week. I thought it was a very interesting chart, Michael. They did the math. And they said, okay, let's go back and see what did it cost to buy the game console, the PlayStation specifically, and a copy of Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
For every one, starting with the first one. And they got some interesting results. So, and they also adjusted for inflation. So PS1 and GTA 1997, $200. That's $400 in our money. GTA 2, PS1 and GTA 2, that was $150 because the PlayStation had dropped in price.
Yeah.
$298 in our money. Grand Theft Auto 3, PS2 and GTA 3, $350, which in our day is about $660. Vice City, this is when the PS2 had a price drop. So it was $250 for a PS2 and Vice City, which is about $460 in today's money. Can you imagine being able to buy a copy of Grand Theft Auto and the console to run it on for $450?
I missed that. I would love that.
San Andreas, this is the one. This is the best deal that's ever happened.
Yeah.
PS2 and San Andreas in 2004 was $200, and that's $350 in our fucking current day money.
San Andreas is a fucking powerhouse of a game.
Grand Theft Auto 4, big ass PS3, expensive ass PS3, and Grand Theft Auto 4 in 2008 was $460.
Well, that's the PS3 one. So if you bought the Xbox 360 one, it would be slightly cheaper.
It'd be less.
That.
That's $560 in our current monies. Grand Theft Auto 5, PS3, GTA 5, $360. That's $515 in our money. And then GTA 6, a PS5 digital only console, and GTA 6 is $680. Which that's the fucking...
That's the current time, yes.
That's the digital PS5, no disc, you know, like whole thing. And that's the $80 version of Grand Theft Auto.
And that's the normal PS5, by the way. This isn't the Pro, which you are going to want more, technically, because of what's going on with that console game.
So, Milo, do you notice anything interesting about this chart?
Yeah, it goes up quite a bit as it goes on.
It does, except for one bar. For Grand Theft Auto 3 to buy a PlayStation 2 and Grand Theft Auto 3 when it came out, adjusted for inflation, was about $660.
Yeah,
the PlayStation 2 was pricey early on.
It was very pricey early on. I had one and we didn't have any games for it because it was so pricey.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can see how
mom was shocked at how expensive things were.
The cost of games didn't go, because we go from GTA 3 to Vice City to San Andreas, and it goes from adjusted $660 to $460 to $351, and it's because fucking consoles used to get fucking cheaper.
Yes, consoles. Here's the thing: this is the first generation ever where the consoles haven't gotten cheaper as time has gone on.
Yep,
everything has gotten way more expensive.
Yep.
Than it's ever. I used to joke about getting rid of my Xbox Series X. I couldn't afford to get rid of my Xbox Series X.
The original Grand Theft Auto, like when Grand Theft Auto 2 came out, the PS1 had been slashed to $100.
Oh yeah, that's right.
$100 for a PS1. Anyway,
and it was $100 for like a while.
Yeah. Uh-oh, it's time for lightning. Everybody ready? IO is closing one of their support studios based on the funding getting pulled from that thing. It's IO Istanbul. As near as I could tell, that was just fully a support studio.
It wasn't Constantinople?
Nope. They never put anything out, near as I could tell.
Okay.
Here's a funny one. Mind's Eye. Apparently, Mind's Eye is having a fan event where they're flying people out to Edinburgh to look at something Mind's Eye related. And The staff at Build Your Rocket Boy, or whatever it's called, are so mad that they are going to be protesting their own studio on the day when the fan people come out, because they're like, you just fired people. Why are you spending money to bring influencers in to play this shit-ass game?
God.
So that trash fire continues to rage onward. You may have not seen it for a while, but it's still there.
How does it keep? It's the gift that keeps giving. I can't understand it.
It really is.
I bet you one of those influencers is a spy.
Yeah. I talked to Michael about Love and Deep Space. Love and Deep Space is interesting. Last week we talked about Valco and Love and Deep Space being canceled. There was also a group of people that wanted to have Valco back in Love and Deep Space. This shows how... I don't know a better word to say, Michael, but this shows how goddamn cucked developers are in other countries.
Yes. They give up immediately.
The company that makes Love and Deep Space is not only not putting Valco back in the game, but they are canceling their Billy World 2026 Anime Expo booth entirely. But then, as if that wasn't enough, the Chinese Ministry of Public Safety weighed in on this, and they said this is like machine translation, a little bit of secondhand, but like. So apparently that Valco guy busted into your house to be like all fucking sexy and wild and shit.
Yeah.
And here's the quote: If a game packages such behavior as fun interaction, it may be suspected of promoting and glorifying illegal and criminal methods. This kind of entertainment-driven, traffic-driven creative work disregards public order and morality, crosses legal boundaries, and may ultimately endanger public safety. Basically saying, like, if you put that fucking gay black werewolf back in your game, you might have to, like, the cops might come over. Like,
yeah, here's the thing, guys. We always joke about how freedom of speech is my freedoms is like, yeah, my freedoms type of thing. No, it's true. We love having the First Amendment because it also protects our media.
Yeah.
From apparently gay black werewolves and breaking into your house.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You and me can start a company and make a gay black werewolf fuck party game this week. And not only can I put it on Steam next week, but chances are it might even sell.
Yes.
Like,
it'll probably sell a lot, actually. But that's
I
the
can put
thing.
this guy in a game next week, and I bet it would sell. This fucking guy?
It's
yes.
fucking wild to me that this is a thing that keeps happening in other countries.
Yep.
Every time I'm just like, you know what, we're having such a bad time here. And they're just like, so the Chinese government threatened some guys because of a slightly tanned, muscular man.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm sorry?
Yep. Every time I look at the story, I'm just like, wow.
Like, if I was them, I was like, just fire me. I'm not dealing with this right now.
Let's see. Do you know about Project Phoenix?
No, what's this?
Oh, Jesus. We don't have time for a lot of this. This is a Kickstarter from 2013. There was this musician who was a video game, who decided he wanted to make his own video game, and he kickstarted this JRPG-inspired RTS. Like, he wanted to merge together basically Blizzard-style RTS and JRPG, like, storytelling and mechanics. He got $1 million worth of funding, and no one's heard. Well, the saga goes and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes, and nobody's heard an update for the last 10 years on this thing. This thing was funded in 2013.
Jesus. Okay.
And he finally came out with some new information about this. Apparently, $1 million on Kickstarter isn't $1 million. It's more like $800,000.
Yeah, because they pay off a certain portion or something.
Well, there's physical rewards, and then there's like credit card declines, like that don't
things that don't go through.
Apparently, the big thing here was that this guy, he's fucking garbage at running a company. He had a handshake deal with one of the super devs that made Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh, no.
To come over and do this game on spec after Ori shipped. Ori was a fucking breakout hit. They were like, here's the money dump truck, make a sequel. And he was like, I'm sorry, I can't. At which point they had to hire a full team, which $800,000 was not enough to do.
No.
So then... several years later, they made another Kickstarter for an anime, and people were like, "Hey, wait, where's the fucking game?" And they're like, "This cool, just be cool, just be cool,
just be cool, guys."
That didn't work. It was supposed to be like a whole OVA. It turned out to be a 30-minute short that actually got taken away from these guys.
Oh, okay.
Then, I don't know if you remember, there was a game that was called Tiny Metal, I believe. Tiny Metal.
I vaguely remember.
It was
this
a little.
I remember this. The image of this.
It's like a little Advance Wars game.
Yeah.
They kickstarted that. They made that on the cheap. And then people were yelling at them, and what they didn't know was that, like, the guy that made this was like shoving his own personal money just into this fucking furnace, like, to keep this thing going. By the time they got to this point, they were like, well, we actually know how to make a game. We have developers and artists. We know how to do a thing.
Yeah.
They made this to try to recoup some of the stuff. And now they've finally gotten enough momentum and cash and funding and stuff that they're actually making this game. And they did an update for the first time in a long time with like some music and some prototype footage, which looks like an RTS. Doesn't look very good to me, but whatever.
They finally figured out how games work, Jeff.
Right.
They didn't know what a game was, apparently, before this point.
But hey, the fact is that this thing has been in development for like almost 20 years now, and it's like he said in this interview that like it will definitely be done sometime before 2031. And it was like, okay.
Here's the fun thing, guys. Back when Duke Nukem Forever took, 12 years?
Yep.
That was an insane amount of time.
Yep.
And they were like, nothing will ever like this happen ever again.
Yep.
And then it happened like 10 other times after that.
Yeah.
We live in a very strange world.
Let's see. Claire, the Project Sandfall, the Claire Obscure developers, basically came out and they were like, yeah, we're working on the next one in this series. And what was the quote? It was such a blasé fucking French thing to say.
The French guys. The French. Sorry.
Yeah,
known for their excellency.
We didn't make the first game to please anybody. And I think that's why it worked. And then they said that, like, if the next one, basically they said, like, if the next one doesn't work, fucking c'est la vie. Like, it's fine. We don't have to impress anybody. Like, we made the money. Fuck you guys. We're just gonna make what we want.
They
like,
also live in France, where it's not like they're not just gonna be like, and then everything had to shut down. They're like,
Right.
no, we live in a world where we don't have to worry about a lot of that right away.
yeah. But
it's going to be an interesting time to see what happens with this next game. I'm curious what they're going to do with it.
He's okay
I don't
if
even know.
nobody likes what the studio does next. This is, God damn it, I've got so many funny fucking stories. Why did I save these all for the end? So Persona 4, okay, this is really quick. Persona 4 had their anime adaptation. Because the central character in Persona 4 didn't really have a voice, the way that they did this in the adaptation was that they made him like incredibly taciturn. So there's like a little thing where the guy comes back and, here, I just open this up into YouTube. Where the main character comes home and they're eating dinner and the guy's like, oh, you were out late. Or I just want Michael to react to this real fast. He says, oh yeah, okay, we don't have it. It's in English. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm back, and they're like, yeah, you're home. You were out really late, and he's like, yes, I was. And then he just nothing else and turns and walks away. And like, so
he was very like stoic.
Yes.
Is the thing about his character.
So recently they put out a trailer for the Rise character from Persona 4, and there was one little piece of this that makes people think that they might be carrying this over. They're showing a lot of it, and then towards the end they show Rise, and she's doing a little concert, and she's talking about all this stuff. And then they cut to the main character and Yasuke in the audience, and he just fucking like holds up this heart with zero expressions on his face, like he's fucking Mashal from the show Mashal.
I love him.
So
yeah, that was the thing about his character I always thought was funny, is that he's just doesn't react, because in 3 the guy just never talked.
Yep.
But in 4 they're like, well, he talks, but he still acts like a silent protagonist somehow.
Pretty much.
It's very strange.
Toys for Bob would be down to make a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Oh my goodness, Xbox, you've heard them.
Apparently they were all talking internally, and they said once they're done, they were like, oh, we all love fucking Banjo-Kazooie. So there you go, guys.
License to print money, guys.
Yep.
Just fucking let them do what they want.
Valve
make more Crash Bandicoot. Make a Crash Bandicoot Banjo-Kazooie game. Fuck it.
Valve released Windows drivers for the Steam machine if you want to do that. I don't know why, but you can do that.
Sure, I guess.
So there you go.
for the 5 of them that own it.
Arc Raiders made an interesting change to the way that their matchmaking works. I thought this was a very interesting story. So you know how in Arc Raiders, if you kill people, you get put in the kill people box, and if you are babies, then you get put in the box for babies where you just sell fruit at the stand and like don't have to worry about it. Apparently people didn't like this because what they wanted to do is they wanted to play solos as babies and then
teams as
murder people, and because your reputation went with you just account wise, that wasn't possible. Now it's possible. Now each one of the game modes has a separate reputation. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that if you're a fucking murder hobo, you should be put in the murder hobo queue regardless. I don't think you should be able to just go into fucking solos and be like, I'm going to get a bunch of weapons. And then like, all right, let's kill.
Look, Jeff, these people are among us.
That's true. Cyberpunk 2077 has now said 40 million copies, which is a heck of a turnaround.
Good for them, considering. My girlfriend just started playing it recently.
Great game,
and it's obvious why it's done really well because she got into that shit immediately.
Of course. And last but not least, we had a really strange story here about this game called Paddle 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 on Steam.
I heard about this actually.
Friend slot game that can be completed within a couple hours. The guy that developed it was complaining because apparently there were a lot of like positive reviews of people that refunded the game because you could beat it in under 2 hours. If you're under 2 hours on Steam, you can refund a game. And so people would he could see the data where it was like this person literally left a positive review and then refunded the game.
Yeah.
And he was complaining about why does Valve allow this? And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Why does Valve allow this? Then I saw what the game looks like and I was like, oh, that game is like a trash game for web browsers.
Yeah, it's clear why it only takes a couple hours type of thing. And how much is the game, too?
It's between like I think it's like $5, but it's on sale for $3 a lot of the time. And then I read further, Michael, and I was like, this guy, I'm not going to say his name, the guy who made this is a 23-year-old who doesn't make games full time and made this game in 2 weeks. Wow. And after refunds, made about $250,000. And I'm like, okay, you shut the fuck, you get out of here. You get out of here with that.
All that happened was he sounds just like a little greedy guy, unfortunately, because that is it's still a lot of 55,000 times with $3.
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But also, you're like 23.
Yeah.
Like, this is going... You faced reality, bro. Like, just make a game that's 3 hours long.
Here's the thing is, I will give him a little bit of grace just for this. The sales before refunds would have received $826,000, and then post refunds it was $250,000. Now both of those are extremely large sums of money that I am not going to say no to.
Yeah, he can buy one PS6.
You come to me, you come to me with $250,000. I'm gonna be like, hell yeah. But I can also imagine what it's like to be looking at your back end thing and see $800,000 and you're like, Mom, fucking, oh my God. And then the next day you refresh the page, it's like, I mean $200,000. And you're like, wait, what? What the fuck? And it's like, oh, a bunch of people returned the game. They're like, well, why? Did they hate it? They're like, no, they loved it. But they got their $5 back. And it's like, what the? What? Yeah.
all you've learned, my friend, you've learned a very valuable and expensive lesson.
Yes.
Which is make your game longer than the fucking refund time.
Yeah.
That's literally all you have to do in this case.
Yep. Because I don't want Steam to be evaluating how long it takes to. What are you going to do? You're going to look at fucking games done quick speed runs to see how long the refund window is. Like, you just got to set an arbitrary time, and 2 hours is not unreasonable.
No, because there's a lot of games that take like 2 hours to actually get going.
Yeah,
so that's kind of why.
Games that take 12 hours to get going.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's like that's plenty of time to give somebody time to understand if they want this or not.
Yeah,
just make a game longer than that, dude.
Yeah,
make a game that's 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and you'll be fine.
And hey, I understand that $250,000 is less than $800,000, but
I also would love that money.
You can buy a lot of shit. You can buy a house for $250,000.
Yeah, I could pay off my current house for that much money.
Right. You can buy a car. You can buy a house. There's a lot of like big ass ticket things that you can. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No. 2 weeks. You made $250,000. You sit your ass down.
I would kill somebody.
I would kill him and steal his game.
That's right.
To do that.
No,
fuck you,
but
man.
He's killing anybody. But we're gonna go on break. We're gonna cool down anyway. We'll be back. We got some trailers. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. And Michael, before we get to trailers, I have a twist. Real
What's the
fast.
twist?
I don't know. I felt bad about talking about the kid with the game before.
Oh, yeah.
Because he did come out later on, and he was like,
He's a black gay vampire?
Well, no.
No, werewolf. That's right.
After this blew up, he did say that he was like he was like, I am very grateful for everybody who bought my game, and he
Please don't bully me.
he was trying to just say something, and then that got blown up and written up into stories on his website,
happened, yeah.
and he was like, I am thankful that I got the money. I don't want to come off like a complete ingrate.
He mentioned
It's
at the Void, and somebody at the Void went, yo, that's weird. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah. He says he kind of regrets making the post, which, so anyway.
Yep, poor bastard.
But, yeah, anyway.
You never want to be the guy who goes viral for venting.
Very true. Very, very true. All right. Trailer time. Marvel Rivals is adding one Jubilation Lee.
Oh, my goodness. The fireworks lady.
Yeah. As a strategist. It's interesting. I kind of don't like a lot of her. I don't like a lot of it. First off, her shots I feel like should be bigger and more colorful.
Yeah.
Like I can barely see them. Like it's kind of just like a machine gun of fireworks. I don't like whoever they got to voice her. Also, she doesn't sound like, I always think of Jubilee as sounding very young, and she doesn't sound very young. She sounds a little older.
Okay.
So
yeah, the voice actors they get for Marvel Rivals I think is really interesting because they're not always the big names that do these voices.
Yeah.
A lot of the times they end up getting like somebody who used to be a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
Type of actor or an anime actor who used to be a YouTuber type of thing.
And also, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know if you have any feelings about this, but I also just don't like the design of her like pants.
I'd have to really look at it.
Like, it's just, I don't know. There's this really chunky kind of like sweatpants looking thing. And I guess they're trying to do the Marvel Rivals sex her up by having a bare midriff.
Yeah, she's
going
got
on.
super bare midriff. But this is going to sound weird. The least sexy of these characters they've done in quite some time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. She's not wearing skin tight pants.
Which is a weird thing to say with this universe.
I guess I'm not even saying that I want Jubilee to be wearing skin tight pants. I'm just saying that like the way that they've decided, she's got this weird, like if you look at the design, it's like the top of the pants is like
it's like
coming over the belt.
Is it like a jumpsuit?
Like not they're not buttoned or whatever.
Yeah,
they're just being held up by
even
this
weirder
belt. And also, what's with the A on the belt? Is that
Avengers? I was looking into that. Somebody saying that the lore might be she's a horseman of the apocalypse for some reason.
That she's okay. All right.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's in there though. I mean, Marvel Rivals continues to be a thing.
Oh, I was looking up her voice actor. I'm just trying to figure out what she does.
Oh,
she does Peach a lot of the times.
I don't know.
Peach.
It didn't like. I guess it's because I'm watching X-Men '97. And I really like the voice actress that they have for her in X-Men '97, and that then seeing this version of her, and I was like, oh, I just don't like that as much as the X-Men '97 voice actress.
That happens to me with a lot of characters, like especially characters like Spider-Man and Deadpool. Like Spider-Man's, the Spider-Man guy in this one, but Deadpool is a guy who I know who used to be a YouTuber, who became an anime voice actor. And he's not bad. I'm not going to pretend that he sucks or something. It's just that he, my love of Nolan North's Deadpool was so high,
right,
that hearing his voice always just is like, wow, I just don't like it as much.
I also don't necessarily like just the way in these like little cutscenes that they're making her do all the little JoJo poses for Marvel Rivals, and I'm like, I always think of Jubilee as like a mall rat, and which is like less of this kind of glam and more just kind of like a brat. And I don't know, I'm just not getting the hot brat summer that I was expecting.
What's the thing?
Jubilee,
she's a little more Dazzler acting.
Yeah,
is the best way of putting it.
Yeah,
but I think, it's an interesting choice.
Yep.
Like out of all the Marvel heroes, we got Jubilee.
Yep.
Type of thing. But I'm not because I think Jubilee sucks or something. It's just that's not who. If you would have given me like 10 guesses, it would not have been her right away.
Yeah.
But good for them, I guess.
We also got a few new Tokon character guides. I decided there was a Doctor Doom one and an Iron Man one. I decided to go with the Iron Man one. So this is they've been doing those really in-depth guides of like all their different moves and their neutrals and their jumps and their things. And it looks interesting. Iron Man's got it's a bunch of repulsor blasts and stuff. His ultimate is going into the big Hulk Buster, except it's called like it's got some other name that's not the Hulk Buster.
It's like that's the interesting thing about this game is just everybody's design and the names of certain things are very different.
Yeah,
like it's a very Japanese Marvel fighting game is the best way I can put it. And that doesn't mean I'm not saying that derogatorily. I'm saying that like the influence is all up in their business.
Yeah. Well, they told them to do that.
And it works
early on.
It works wonderfully for I think 99% of the characters.
Yeah.
The 1% of the characters is more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
Like a personal preference. Like I think Captain America's design is both awesome and really dumb at the same time. And it's the same with Iron Man. I think it's both an awesome design and dumb at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like
It is a little weird, though. They showed a bunch of alternate colors that there isn't a white version because he's got the fucking Gundam V on his head. Like
that is weird.
You would think that they would have a version, but maybe they were just like, no, don't poke that beast.
Yeah, don't let them know it. So come after us.
He's also got a big like unibeam that is similar to the fucking the big gun that comes down.
I forgot what it was. The proton cannon.
Yeah. Except not just like not specifically that. I think that it's interesting. Let's see if I can find the
Unibeam Max.
Unibeam Max,
okay.
Which is the big one, and then Champion Buster.
Oh, that makes sense because he's got a lot of different busters for different things.
But it's like you basically go into the fucking Hulk Buster and you become like the biggest fucking thing on the screen but it's like for a few hits. It's like a specific combo thing. It's not like you get to just go ham with it. It's like only for a few hits. But it does also have like a little unibeam finisher on it. So.
Okay, it's probably like however high your meter is, you can do that kind of thing.
But looks good. I mean, everything I've seen about this, I haven't seen anything that throws up red flags.
No, so far the only red flag is it's all the same stupid things Sony has been up to in general. Like
did you have any thoughts? Last week we got the Samurai Outriders.
The team, the Samurai Outriders,
Deadpool, Blade, and
I'm actually really excited about that team because it's such a random team.
Loki.
It was Loki, yeah.
Loki, which was like, huh?
It was an interesting thing, but what I love about it is it's got characters who never were in any of the other fighting games. Like it was like normal, like not normal, but Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider had been in Marvel's Capcom, but we hadn't had
the
Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider, and we haven't had Loki in any of these things before. Same with Blade.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that they brought Deadpool back. But not only did they bring Deadpool back, he is 99% references.
Yeah.
Everything he does is based on some fighting game character somewhere. His moveset.
Okay.
To the point where he has a Mortal Kombat combo moveset.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because he does the combo that some Scorpions have where they use the grapple, bring them in, and then uppercut them. He does that. He has a flame head one like Scorpion's Fatality. He does Doctor Doom's foot dive. He does Johnny Cage's nut punch.
Okay.
Like, he's just full of references, and it's wonderful.
I didn't catch it.
And also, apparently, if you play the Japanese voice, he's voiced by, because people don't know this, Deadpool in Japan is voiced by the man who does Dio for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay.
And so one of the they added an extra reference in the Japanese version. So when you do his super, the big old like all guns thing, and the English one, I forgot what he says, but it's just some like here's all the things or some shit. He just in the Japanese one he goes muda 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 when he pulls out all this stuff.
All right. There you go.
So they're like, as many references as we can pile into a single character, we're going to, and it's wonderful. There's these great breakdowns if you guys get a chance to look them up. They're wonderful.
Let's see. Solo leveling Karma. We got some trailers and some gameplay footage for this. This is not the game that we played, but this is another phone game.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a phone game and then also on PC.
Oh.
And this one is a Diablo style. Well, okay. Actually, I was watching this and I was like, is this Diablo? Because it kind of had that like top-down ARPG thing. That's like a bunch of the different characters from the show are in there, but they're evil and messed up or whatever. But then I saw a thing where it was like a goddess came and was like, I will help grant you my power. And then it was like, oh, this is a roguelike. And I was like, oh, this is Hades.
Yeah.
This is just Hades with solo leveling. And I'm like, I'm cool with that, you guys. I'm more than happy to play a solo leveling Hades game.
That's actually not a bad idea, especially for this series.
As opposed to that, like, the incredibly complicated RPG that we were doing, the action RPG.
We were not
playing.
fans of that thing.
Yeah. But considering I'm going to have to wait like 2 years for the movie to come out, it's nice to get something. But,
Yeah.
they also had a little combat trailer where that was like pretty much solidified that it was, that we have these different giant booby waifus that are going to come down and give Sun Jinwoo.
She pops up pretty much the same way. They're like, "Hey, I'm telling you something, and here are 3 choices."
Yep.
With them on the side of it.
Yep.
It's just Hades.
Yep. It's just Hades.
Hades really changed the game, and I'm happy for that because when somebody's like, "We're just gonna make Hades, but with this thing that you like," I'm like, "Done.
Yep.
I'll buy that.
Yep.
Fuck it." Like when that Ninja Turtles one happened, and I was like, "Done."
Absolutely. Michael, we have a time limit, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Future Saga Chapter 4 Final DLC launch trailer. What you got for me here?
I'm very excited because I haven't had a chance to play this, but because I've been saving up the Future Saga in general. But this is the finale of all of Xenoverse.
Yep.
Xenoverse has been around for almost 10 years.
Yep.
It's outlived so many other, and it's like the closest to GTA 5 an anime game has ever gotten. It seems to be the finale of just like all the insane shit going on with Fu, him fucking with the timeline, like actual timeline stakes.
Yep.
Because like if you don't stop them, your heroes are just going to be erased from the space-time continuum.
Okay.
And also there's this weird like, because there's this like dark energy crystal thing that's been going on in the DLC for quite some time. But for some reason Goku has like a nice version of it, it seems, and it's not really sure I'm not sure what's going on with that because I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that that this game lasted long enough to be like, we're going to finally end this gigantic storyline that we've been writing.
We get to do our Avengers Endgame
for 10 years.
Yeah. And
I'm shocked that this game was allowed to last that long.
Yeah.
And part of it comes down to the fact that it's just like this game has existed almost as long as I've known you.
Yep.
Like literally.
Yep. Close to it.
It's like wild to me that this game lasted this long, and it was something beloved that I loved.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to have experienced this. And I can't wait to finally finish this entire story, and maybe one day go through the whole thing. Now that the whole thing is out,
Yeah.
go from beginning to end.
And it's its own thing. It's not just a retelling or a tie-in. Like
yeah.
it's its own whole thing. So
And after this is done, Xenoverse 3 comes out next year. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Damn. Living in a world without Xenoverse? No, sir. Gigabash has somehow dug up more fucking guys to add.
Yeah, they found more Ultramans.
Yeah, Ultraman Belial, who's some kind of weird evil Ultra. I don't even know.
This is a job for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, if you're listening to this, go to the comments and
Yeah.
make a giant paragraph to explain to me what's going on
And
here.
then like Ultraman Zero something. Yeah, Ultraman Zero.
I recognize that guy, but I don't know a lot about any of these characters.
Yeah, I'm like, I already thought there were like 12 Ultramen in here, but apparently they're just, give us all your Ultramen. Put all the Ultramen in.
Honestly, I'm fine with that because Ultramans, I love their designs immensely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I believe it's out now. Or July.
Yeah,
by the time you hear
as
this.
of today. Yeah.
Yep. This is a weird one. They put out Halloween. The game put out a trailer. This is a 2-minute or like a minute 45 seconds. There's nothing murdering happening here. I think they're showing the entire Orange Grove Estates map. They're just showing a lot of the outsides, a lot of the insides. I'm not familiar enough with the Halloween movies to be like, oh my god, it's that one house from Halloween 2.
I'm not either.
Oh my god, it's the piano that the fucking guy's head got smashed in Halloween 12. Oh my god, it's Busta Rhymes.
That's the thing. If there's a special Busta Rhymes, you can kick him out a window option, I will do it immediately.
What I will say, though, the reason I wanted to keep this in, even though I don't have any of those things to say, is that this looks like 3 times as good as the last time I saw this game.
Oh, 100%.
Like these environments, like
are gorgeous.
The shadows and everything look better. Like the lighting looks better. It was real kind of rough around the edges when we first saw it, but like if they've managed to lighten it up a little bit and change the contrast so that it's not as severe, this all looks fantastic. Like this looks like a great little outdoor environment to play a game in.
Yeah. I wish I cared about Halloween enough to be excited about something like this.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't like Halloween in general. It's just I don't really like. I'm not that big of a fan of it to want to buy a game of it in general.
Well,
isn't this also one of those multiplayer ones?
So the most interesting thing about the Halloween game is that this is a asymmetric multiplayer game where you play as Michael Myers, and there's all kinds of different rules and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Like if they can't see you, you can teleport, so that it's like literally like they see you and then they run away, and then you're able to like teleport behind a door, and then they open that door and they're fucking and it's like. But what we found out at Summer Games Fest is that there is a full single player campaign where you play as Michael Myers to learn all the mechanics, and I'm like, I am now interested. You have my attention. Like that's something that I would like to do.
I like that idea. They did something similar with the Evil Dead game where there was a quote unquote single player mode of each of the characters, and it was just a long like match technically, which was what made it kind of difficult originally. But I'm just happy that that's an option.
Yep.
But and again, I'm happy for the people who are going to play this game.
Yep.
But you know, I'll watch you on YouTube, I guess, playing it, but I'm not going to join you.
I won't play it. We got a teaser for Chronos Lazarus. This is the spin-off from Chronos where you play as the Pathfinder. I believe this is also a roguelike where you're kind of going through semi-randomly generated environments. I can tell you that there are a lot of weird like powers here. There's like a create a duplicate of yourself. There's a teleportation power. There's some kind of like mines and stuff. None of this was in the original game, so I like the fact that they're managing to do this because I really liked Chronos. I think it was my number 3 on the games that I played last year because it's an original property with an interesting story, and I really enjoyed my time playing it.
I'm glad it did well.
It was slow, it was hard, it was tense, and it had an interesting storyline, and all that adds up to Jeff equals Jeff. So
nice.
But yeah, it's coming out in the fall, and it looks interesting. We also got a release date trailer for Mortal Shell 2. Michael, I think we already knew the release date for Mortal Shell 2, but to be honest, I don't suppose you watched this trailer last week. They've got one of these kind of like operatic metal tracks going on behind this.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a fucking 2.5 minute trailer. And I'll be honest, like this game looks fucking cool as shit. Like I know that we played the beta for it, we really liked it, but like this is the PS5. This is from the Sony channel.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping that this is what it looks like on the PS5 or PS5 Pro.
It looks incredible.
But it's just got so much more than Mortal Shell 1 did. And given that we don't have any kind of single player FromSoft game on the docket right now, and I loved Mortal Shell 1 so much that I'm really hoping that this one does well because it just looks fucking cool. Like it looks cool as shit.
Well, it's the only one of these game types that actually looks like it's inspired.
Yeah.
Because as much as Lords of the Fallen 2 really wants us to buy it, I'm like, you look dumb. I don't want anything to do with you. But every time Mortal Shell 2 comes out with a new trailer, I'm like, okay, you guys learned your lesson on the first one about a lot of things, and you guys came out swinging, and this looks incredible.
Yep. And I mean, just from what we played in that demo, I was like, yep, you're on my list. Mortal Shell 2.
It looks like it's going to be really good.
But yeah, even more, it's just like it's like the full back half of this trailer is just like brutal takedowns and fucking executions and stuff. And I'm like, yep, I'm there for it. I love it. It's great. And also, I love that they still have that one armor with the giant booty.
That's true. Yeah, that was a fascinating thing that they did
right there. August 20th.
You get an advanced access for the Devout Edition.
Yep.
3 days ahead.
72 hours. Let's see.
And then you made sure that they showed you that ass, by the way. At the
They
end there.
did. They know where the money is.
Exactly.
We mentioned a few trailers for Persona 4. We got the Persona 4 Revival Protagonist trailer. There's like a bunch of different things out there. This one was just kind of showing off a lot of the stuff. I don't know if I'm going to keep talking about the trailers for this because it's kind of like, well, did you see the Persona 3 remake? It's that, but for 4.
Yeah.
Like, it's got the same style. It's got the same, they're enhancing, like, the cutscenes. I think they hired, like, what was it? Mappa, I think, to do a bunch of the like opening scenes or something.
If I remember correctly,
anime stuff.
I know that they pulled back on some of the things that happened in some ways, though.
Oh yeah,
but the biggest one was they're like, we're gonna make one guy really less homophobic because I don't think that's gonna work the same way.
That was a big problematic thing, and people were like, I can't believe you took that out. I'm like, I can't believe that was ever in there in the first place.
Yeah,
like,
I used to talk about Persona 4, and they're like, is that the one where the guy's just like. He's like, you can't catch me, gay thoughts.
Right.
Was literally a level, and you're like, yeah, no, that is what happens.
Yeah. Anyway, February 18th coming out. Looks good. I think it looks good, and I'm glad that because Persona 4 is a weird one where it's like it's a well-beloved game that you can't really play that many places.
No, yeah.
Like you play it on. Well, I guess. Well, now that they put out the PS4 version of it.
Well, yeah, because there was the
Steam
golden
version.
re-release.
Well, that was Vita, but then they did a port to Steam, and then I believe that port went on to the PlayStation Xbox.
Well, that's what I was saying, because it was a port of that one.
Yeah,
because that was the most complete edition of that game. But yeah, for a while there, it was only like, hey, you have a PS2 or a Vita? Good fucking luck type of thing.
Yep.
And which was actually more than even the Persona 3 had at the time.
Yep.
So it's just one of this. It's another example of why game preservation, or not game preservation in general, but why games are harder to like keep giving to newer audiences. Because for a while there, you could be like, look, one of my favorite games is this one Japanese RPG that was made when I was like 12, and you can only get it for like the Super Famicom. And they were like, what?
I have somewhere in my house is a Vita TV.
Yeah, yeah.
For Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah.
A little box that you can plug Vita cartridges into that'll let you play on the TV. I fucking hate the UI on the Vita with the fiery patch, those stupid bubbles.
There's a reason the
I
Vita
hate that shit.
failed miserably.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. Everybody's like, Sony getting into the handheld market, they're going to do gangbusters because their thing is so much better.
Yeah.
Everything was so much worse.
Well, I mean, the Vita, like...
It was so consumer unfriendly.
At the beginning when the Vita started, the whole idea was that it would be really easy to port PS3 games to the Vita.
Yeah.
That one Yakuza
I remember Marvel's
game.
Capcom 3 was on it.
Yeah. And then it was like but then they stopped before they got to anything good.
Yes.
It was like, well, what about like, can I play Demon Souls on the Vita? No, you may not.
Absolutely not.
So,
It's like, here's a weird Uncharted game.
by the time you guys hear this, we'll have a full announcement, but they had a little brief teaser for Soulframe, which I know you can play this through the Digital Extremes website, but I don't want to. I want to play it on my console.
I always forget that's a thing.
And it's like a pregnant lady or like a lady that just had a kid, and then she's like in armor, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but I kind of want to know what the fuck is going on here.
A lot's happening, and then this guy wakes up with a weird beard.
Real weird face. Real PS3 face.
I was more shocked by his face than anything else.
Yeah.
It terrified me.
Yeah. But yeah, TennoCon is about to happen, and I'm sure they're going to have more information about that. Soulframe needs to come to something. I need it on something that is not like you have to sign up on their website for an account. And I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Just come out with it, guys.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that's like, put it on Steam or else I'll never play it. But like, I kind of want it on something that I own that is not just download this from a rando website.
Don't worry, Jeff. It's going to be on Epic at any minute.
Oh, yeah. I have the Epic Game Launcher. I would be happy to buy it through the Epic Game Store.
I know, I'm just making the joke towards everybody else who's really weird about that.
Echoes of Aincrad got a new trailer. This one's this one comes out like the day after we record this. So apparently Aincrad was one of the arcs in Sword Art Online.
Yeah. It was like the original beginning of it, if I remember.
And they kind of got stuff in here. I don't really know enough about Sword Art to say it, but they talked about how it's like, what do you mean if you die in the game, you die in real life? And it's like, oh, yeah, it's one of those.
Oh, it actually has that as an option thing? It said one save, no respawn is what it said?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because the story of the original Sword Art Online was that it's like if you bought VR chat or something,
right?
Put it on and then it got locked onto your face. You couldn't log out.
Yeah.
And if anybody tried to get you out from the outside, it would fry your brain.
Yep.
And so you could only you had to like basically live in WoW. But the problem was that like if you died, you died.
Right.
But also that meant that if you didn't want to fight, you couldn't level up at all.
Right.
And so you were just like, well, I guess I live in this stupid village now or whatever and have to deal with this bullshit.
No, yeah, you're right. One save file, no respawn. There's a full, like, it's a specific mode. Basically Iron Man for this game.
Which is actually it's actually kind of a fun idea, but also like, yeah, that's fucking insane.
What about, like, is this just like a regular ass JRPG, but then if you die, your fucking save file like normally that's like a roguelike thing or Diablo. It's not like hey, here's a 70-hour JRPG. Oops, did you die on the guy before the last boss? Start over, bitch. Like,
it's fucking wild because it looks like, because there was one part that looked like it was part of the story's cutscene.
Yeah.
So it's probably like, can you actually survive through all of the original story till Kirito saved everybody?
Yeah,
basically. Because it was a wild story. There's a reason why the first season was like really beloved.
Okay.
Because after that it got real bad.
Fair enough. We got the launch trailer for, you remember that Grand Blue Fantasy game?
Yeah.
Grand Blue Fantasy then had Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which was the RPG version of Grand Blue Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
And they just put out an expansion called the Grand Blue Fantasy was the name of it. Relink is the expansion. I watched this trailer. It is 4 minutes long. It is full of so many nouns that I don't understand and so many big titty dragon ladies that I don't know who they are. And they keep saying stuff. And I'm like, none of this is making this any easier to understand. I don't know.
Love this part. Fusing Omnis Zegolith. I'm like, you just said random words.
What? As for the singularity, Fediel had more specific aims. I'm like, what?
I don't understand what that means.
I mean, I'm sure this means a lot to the people that played this game, but it means nothing to me.
Oh yeah, they're all very excited.
Yeah,
I can't blame you guys, but yeah,
I don't know. I was thinking about seeing if the DLC allows you to just start the DLC without having to play through the stupid game first. Because I think I did buy this for some platform. I don't know which one.
Probably. But, guaranteed. Maybe Steam, probably. I don't know.
If it was Steam, I probably don't have it anymore because I probably was like, "You give me my money back.
Oh, okay,
I'm not going to play that."
No, that's fair.
But
It took you 2 weeks to make this. Fuck you.
Hey, you know what? If you want a game that's full of flashing lights and titty dragons, this one's got you covered. There's a lot of booby anime ladies and explosions. Just explosions and booby anime ladies.
Lots of explosions.
And they're just all over the place. And apparently there's some kind of story, but I don't know what the fuck it is. So, but yeah, out now. God damn.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Genshin Attack had an interesting reveal trailer. Apparently they're putting a bunch of creators in the game with their own little... with their own skins for the little trolley car.
Oh, I see.
And I don't know who any of these people are. Except
I think they're VTubers.
One of them is Iron Mouse, and I know who Iron Mouse is because of news stories. But
some of these I've heard the names before, but I've never seen them.
Yeah,
'cause my friends are really into VTubers for some reason.
Okay,
my old high school friends, they're like, I was watching whatever VTuber yesterday, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with you guys.
Which was the one? What was the name of the one in Death Stranding? I don't even remember that.
I don't even remember her name anymore. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember her name. There's Iron Mouse.
There's Iron Mouse. But yeah, so
okay, I understood Eye Patch Wolf. That was the one fucking guy I understood in there.
Yeah, I suppose we should.
That's an actual YouTuber.
So, RT Game, Rin Penrose, Iris.
I've seen Iris before. Yeah.
Novella, Iron Mouse, Cdiauga, Lime Malicious, Giga, and Eye Patch Wolf.
Who's like, yeah, that's the only one that I'm like, that looks like a normal person.
Yeah.
So you probably didn't have a VTuber to use.
Yeah. I actually watch Eye Patch Wolf. He does kind of interesting work sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
I love his voice. He's in a lot of stuff.
Speaking of weird trains, we got...
Isn't he the one making the Bloodborne thing, or who am I thinking of?
No, it was somebody else. I don't remember who.
I'll have to look it up.
I don't remember who.
I think he's also like from the same area.
Yeah. Void Train is coming to consoles. I, for the love of God, thought this game was already out.
I thought it was too.
Where you build a train and then you get your friends together and you go fucking drive your train through space and try to get like stuff to make your train better, drive through more space, and it's like weird. It looks cool. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it comes out on consoles, I'll be interested. There's a lot of weird looking shit over here.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little more inspired with what it's doing. So
Yeah.
I think it's got a good fair shot at surviving the PlayStation void.
Perhaps. I guess it kind of depends on how much it is. Like, how much would you pay for this game, Michael? $25?
I don't know. That's a tricky one. Because it says you can play it by yourself.
Yep.
So that's also a good plus.
But can you really, or is it just one of those ones that, like, technically you can? It's not fun, but you could technically play this game by yourself.
It is available for pre-order. We could find out what it is now
Yeah,
by
well,
just looking it up.
July 30th is
I'll
when
look
it
it up
comes
real
out.
quick on my PlayStation app.
Oh, yeah. As far as the price goes.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. Like, how much are you, Void Train?
I mean, it looks really nice in this trailer.
It looks really nice. That's why I'm surprised by it.
It's very smooth.
I just assumed it was already out.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
I think when I saw it like on PC, I feel like it looked rougher. Like
it's
it didn't look as good.
$30 normally, but if you pre-order it now and you have PlayStation Plus, it's $25.
Oh.
Or $24 actually.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
No, that's not bad at all.
July 30th is when it's coming out. So this is an interesting one. You know that game Orbitals, the Switch 2 like co-op.
Yeah, the one that's like throwback as hell.
Mm-hmm. They have an anime that was the opening of the game. So it's like the setup of the game where it's like you got people on a spaceship and they put these two kids in these pods and then the spaceship explodes and it's like 15 years later and they're all grown up and they're doing stuff. But the interesting thing is that this is showing all of the languages the game is in. So it keeps cutting between different languages. So it goes from like Japanese to English to like Chinese to Brazilian to a bunch of different stuff.
That's really fun. Just to show like that they actually got people to voice it.
Yes. Yeah, that they've literally got like full voice acting in different languages. Also, I mean, this is 90s anime as shit. Like,
it looks really cool actually that it's so 90s anime looking.
Whoever did this like understood the assignment quite a bit.
Like it reminds me of a lot of shows I used to watch way back when.
Yeah.
That have a lot of those have actually been remastered over time.
Some kind of Gundam spin-off. Fucking Space Cobra or something like that.
It also reminds me, the way Ranma and a Half used to look like, basically, before they made the new version of it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but it looks great. I mean, everyone wants to see it and go check it out. And it's like 4 minutes long, so it keeps just going on and on.
This is
and on.
the intro to the game. Yeah.
But nice that they did all that. Speaking of nice, here's a weird one. Omega Phoenix commenced Project 6.
What?
This is the publisher announcement trailer. If you want to say what again,
Okay.
say what.
I'm also going to say what again. What the fuck?
Hey, you know how I keep saying, why doesn't anybody else make an Armored Core game that isn't a fucking multiplayer game? Well, this is an Armored Core game. This is basically Armored Core. It's like the HUD, the action, the premise of doing war crimes in a robot. Like, it all looks a lot like an Armored Core game. And I'm like, hooray, that's cool. Thank you. I will put that on my list, even though you spelled Phoenix, Phenex.
That's to get past copyrights. I don't know.
That's
dumb.
I don't get copyright by Marvel.
Exactly. Maybe is that how it's spelled even in the game part?
Seems like it. Yeah,
that's fucking funny.
But yeah, this looks cool. I want to
this
play
looks
this.
really cool. I'm happy it's not another fucking multiplayer game.
Yep.
Like, it's clear that they put all their work into the robots because it keeps cutting to these like human being ones, and they're like clearly not designed to be that detailed.
Yep. But that's all right. That's all right with me. You never saw anybody in Armored Core.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm not like upset about it. I'm just like, I don't give a shit about what the humans look like.
There's a play test on right now through July 25th. So I guess there is a multiplayer mode, but I was at least seeing single player in that trailer.
It's hard to tell with some of these games. We'll find out as the game comes out, I guess.
Here's a fucking weird one. The Henchmen. Michael, what if Grand Theft Auto 1 and Hotline Miami were both in the same game and had a baby?
Oh.
I'm like, that sounds cool.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds like something I would like to do. This one's a little rough around the edges, but it does have a certain charm. retro charm to it of being just like straight up Grand Theft Auto 1 top down and then straight up Hotline Miami top down. And I'm like, how has nobody thought to fucking put these two great tastes together?
It's because Grand Theft Auto 1, as much as I love Grand Theft Auto 1, their driving wasn't exactly flawless.
Yeah.
But the fact that somebody decided, why don't I do that, is a great idea.
It is out now.
Okay.
Cloud Rooms has a release date. This is one of those liminal space games. But what I didn't realize until I watched this is a liminal space game, but it is also a Spot the Anomaly game.
Oh, that's cool.
Because there's a little thing on this where they show them kind of going through these houses and going out this door. And then there's a little sign that's like, if you see an anomaly, I was like, oh shit, it's an anomaly game. So then the second time
anomaly game.
They go through, there's like a crashed car on the side of this weird cloud thing. So when you see an anomaly, you don't go backwards, but you have to run back and hit a like alarm button.
Oh, you have to hit the button that's there and then go back.
And then you go back. And then when they go by, it's like this, it's a weird 3D scan of a lady.
That is terrifying.
It's very weird because it's like an actual 3D scan of like a human as opposed to a model.
And
so
she's not moving in any way, which makes it horrifying.
There's a dog when they come up. There's also like a 3D scan of a dog.
I kind of love that
on the ground. So I'm like, I'm interested because I like a liminal space game, but I always felt like they need something more.
Yeah,
and
making it an anomaly thing is a much funner idea.
Yeah, July 21st, right around the corner. We're running a little low on time here. Planet Zoo 2 has really good looking animals, but really not good-looking people. This is still so weird to me. They have this new one where they showed off lions and crocodiles and monkeys. Oh my!
Okay.
The weird thing was though that they put they literally showed off monkeys.
Oh,
like the things that we evolved from, and it's like, here's an incredibly detailed monkey, super detailed monkey, and then the people that are looking at him in Planet Zoo are fucking weird stick figures with button Coraline eyes, like, and it moves all super realistic and stuff.
That's really fucking detailed. I'm worried it's gonna take over the Earth type of detail
because they're doing like so much work on these animals, but not any work on the fucking park visitors.
That's because they know what people really want to fuck with. So I get it.
Yep. Anyway, looks really nice.
It looks very nice.
And then they said it's coming October. Their next thing is probably going to be underwater. They're going to be showing underwater
like
stuff.
An aquarium probably or something.
We got a brief gameplay trailer for the expansion to the altars called Last Variable.
Oh, nice.
It took me a little while to understand what this was, but apparently, like, at the end of the altars, one of them decides to stay behind, and that's this one.
Oh, so that's why it's called the Last Variable.
Right.
Okay.
Like, because they kept calling him Jan Scientist, so Jan was, like, the name of the guy, but apparently
so this is the scientist
the
Jan.
nerd one, it, like, decides to stay behind, but you've got, like, all the upgrades from the game, but then it's different because it's not as lifeless and like horrible as it was
you've already
before.
like finished the main job.
Yeah. So there's like it's a slightly different thing. I don't know. I really wanted to play the altars, but I just really didn't want the time limit. But I know they took that out.
Thing,
like
but I've heard only amazing things about this game, and it's got some of my favorite random YouTubers I discovered on accident inside as videos that you can watch.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I love that because there's a skit team called Chris and Jack. One of them is a voice actor from Avatar, which I didn't realize when I discovered this thing.
Oh shit!
But he's just because he's an older guy, so he just does these skits with this guy, and they're really funny skits. Like, for example, one of them is they're like, "What if the Truman Show was canceled?" And one of them is just like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I got canceled." He's like, "What got canceled?" He's like, "Oh, you don't know, nobody told you." And so it's just him telling him, "Hey, by the way, your life was a show, but it got canceled because you got very boring to watch." And it's a really funny skit.
Okay.
And I love those things. And I love the fact that like they gave them those types of skits to add to this game randomly.
Yeah. It's coming out July 13th. So right around the corner. We got a real deep dive on Dune Awakening. We don't have time to go into all this stuff, but this is the PS5, the console release of Dune Awakening. They talked an awful lot about the fact that there is just a full-on single-player version of this game.
Yeah.
Like, not even a private server, but just like, no, play by yourself. You can do private servers where you can do a lot of stuff. You can move around. They've reworked the story. They've reworked the combat. They've reworked the way a lot of the mechanics work.
Okay.
And also when they show the game, game in this video, it looks a lot better than it did when we played it on the PC.
Yeah, we played it a long time ago.
And probably some of that is probably the fact that like my PC isn't the best PC, but I don't know. It just, if this is all for the PS5 version, it looks a lot better.
Well, I think the reworking of all the having actual cutscenes probably really changed a lot.
Yeah,
because I bet you these cutscenes probably weren't nearly as like prominent, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And so they finished the first chapter, and they're adding like I think 2 more. That's basically like their first arc for the release of this whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? When we played this, I was like, if they do good work on this, it could be something that I want to play. Maybe if I can get over my Dune shit. So maybe when it comes out, I'll be able to get over my crap and give it a try.
Yeah, I think it's a much better idea.
Even though I'm like,
overall,
you can't fucking drive an ATV in the middle of fucking Arrakis. You'll get eaten by worms, assholes.
At least that's still an option, though.
Yeah. And then right before we started, we got the announcement of Vampirium 1997.
Okay.
This is the latest game from Mike Bithell.
Oh, okay.
You play as an assassin that works for Count Dracula in a world full of vampires, where you were having to like assassinate other vampires and stuff. This is such a weird fucking game. They have a gameplay walkthrough. This is an immersive sim, Michael, but it's all abstract. So it's like you've got like a top-down map with just dots on it. You've got a bunch of verbs. You've got like character portraits, and then you've got a bunch of numbers at the bottom. And so you can choose to do scenarios in different ways by like applying the verb to the thing. And so it's another example of like you have a lot of flexibility but not a lot of graphics, kind of like in some of the other games that they've made, which is interesting because it's got this incredibly deep little system running underneath it with like suspicion and like trust and drain their blood. Like when you drain their blood, you get covered in blood, so you've got to go to the bathroom and like clean yourself up, or else if you run into somebody, they'll be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
So the way this looks is the type of games we used to get way back when they didn't really know how to animate anything.
Yeah,
it was just a lot of menus and shit. So I think that's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. There's a big 8-minute like walkthrough. Okay, lightning round. Switch Online is adding Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land.
Oh, nice.
Sort of Hope 2, Fortified Zone, and Dr. Mario plus puzzle thing for the GBA.
Nice.
The other ones were Game Boy and GBA. Subnautica 2 has instituted the update where they've reworked the aggression of the fish, and not only that, but you can hit them with a hammer and stun them, or when you hit them with a hammer, they will flinch, which was not a thing before. They just didn't react at all. And if you hit them with your sonic cannon, you will literally knock them out, and you can see that when they get hit, they will like fall down and stop fucking with you.
Yeah, and give you time to get away.
Yes, as well as a few other things. So if you were waiting for that, that's in the game now, and you can check it out. There was an interview where they were talking about, well, this is a leak. The third of the Final Fantasy VII games apparently has like an expensive like Ultimate Edition, which makes people think that there very well could be DLC for that game, which has kind of been semi-confirmed in the idea that like if it sells really well and people want it, maybe they'll make DLC. And I'm like, but it's the fucking last game, man. Like, where the fuck?
What do you do with that?
Like, be like
what's the epilogue? Is it like that?
This is what Rufus was doing during the fucking meteor attack or whatever.
No, what they should do is they should make that DLC like they did with Mass Effect 3, where everybody just gets fucking wasted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just make a version of that for Final Fantasy VII before the final fight.
Hey, you know what? Great. People like that integrate thing. There wasn't a DLC for the second one.
Which was surprising considering.
Yep. Ontos, that weird game that the guys that made Soma and Amnesia.
Yeah, that was a really cool trailer that we saw.
It was supposed to come out this year. It's been pushed to 2027.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, it's like it wasn't on my you gotta do it list.
Did they say like which time frame or just 2027?
Let's see. Nope, just 2027.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
if you don't know what games to play, this is something we reported on, but I just wanted to say that it's out. This thing called Dustpile. So Dustpile is a website that you can go to. It is just dustpile.dumbbellgames.com. You put in your Steam library, you designate a bunch of stuff, and it creates a Tinder where you swipe about, yes, I want to play, no, I don't want to play. And then once you get to a certain point, it literally starts a bracket to basically let you whittle down what you're going to play next.
That's actually a great idea.
So I tried it out, but I couldn't get it to connect to my Steam account, but I didn't fuck with it. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
But yeah,
it's also probably pretty new.
It's an interesting idea as well. And then here's a couple of things, a couple of fun things. Mecha Chameleon is up to 15 million sales, which is kind of nuts.
It's insane.
And they're going to have some kind of crossover with a Japanese social media influencer person.
Interesting.
Nobody knows what that is. Some of the guesses have been Hikakin, a beatboxer, or maybe a cozy watercolor painter named Haramuchi Shibasaki. So we'll find out more about that. Apparently this is a Japanese game.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that either.
But that explains some things, question mark?
But unfortunately, as with everything, once it got popular, there's also now cheaters.
Yeah, of course there are.
So this is one where people showed, this guy on TikTok showed, like, you could see that the person has they're up against a painting, and like a series of machine generated dots go on, and it's literally showing like a dot matrix printer going across. But Michael, you'll never guess the fun thing that happens next. While this is happening, suddenly two other people jump on both sides of this person with nothing on them except red arrows that are pointing to where they are. At which point the person moves somewhere else, at which point the people with the red arrows just follow them onto the wall and just are willing to sacrifice their own game to point out a cheater.
That's incredible.
Which is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, there's also another video that we see of somebody that is cheating, and you see that it's like a super fast overpaint with several passes.
That's insane.
That goes from like nothing to just very perfect recreation of what's behind.
I'm amazed you can even just do that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It just sucks. Like, come on,
it sucks
man.
immensely.
What, this isn't like esports, okay? This is Mecha Chameleon.
Yeah, there's no reason to cheat at a game like this other than just you feeling like you need to have a good-looking doll.
Gross.
I don't know. That's dumb. That's the stupidest thing I've seen in a while.
Last week we got the announcement of Edge Runners 2. And apparently at the anime convention where they showed it, they showed episode 1 to a bunch of people.
Oh.
And then this week, CD Projekt Red came out and they were like, hey, thanks, community, for not spoiling this shit, because we were like, nobody filmed it, nobody put it online, nobody was like
that is a shocking thing considering.
I'm sure that some people have, but that the vast majority of people were cool about it. And they were just like, thank you for being cool. And I, for one, would like to add to that. Thank you for being cool.
Yeah, that's pretty rare, I think, all things considered.
Michael, I thought you might like to know that Marvel Tokon is getting a prequel comic. Apparently,
I'm happy about that, actually.
To explain like what all is going on. I don't know that I need much more explanation than what's in there, but hey,
I'm just a big fan of when stories have like, or when games have like a little comic that's just like fun to have on here, because I have the one for Marvel's Capcom 3.
Yeah,
that was just like a quick little thing, and then I have the one where that came with the Marvel's Capcom 2 game.
Yeah,
like I like that having.
Do you want
a thing.
Do you want the bad news now?
What's the bad news?
The bad news is also that they're putting out 11 or 18 some amount of variant covers for a bunch of different comics that are all just the character art from the game.
That's not really bad news. That's a pretty fucking standard thing.
Yeah,
they did that for when they did the re-release for Marvel's Capcom 2. They came out with a bunch of variant covers that are just the character arts for Marvel's Capcom 2.
Yeah.
And it will surprise no one that I bought the Spider-Man one immediately.
Well, that's the reason. Is like I didn't want to give you an excuse to have to go buy 11 comic books to have them all.
Oh, so. I would only want the ones that I want. And in this case, it's probably just going to be the Spider-Man one. And even then, I don't really want it that much because I don't really like his default outfit that much.
Yeah.
Personally.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. And then last but not least, we're not getting out of this podcast, Michael, without talking about Captain America's dick.
Oh my God, I heard about this shit, and then I saw one of Doctor Strange, and I'm like, I can't believe they did this.
So they put out the swimsuit edition for Captain America, and my God, is the dick.
It was gigantic.
It's very prominent, and apparently it also has jiggle physics on it.
Yes.
People are saying that they cut the bulge down.
It's not by a lot, too, which is my favorite part.
However, and this is what I love the most about doing this job on the internet, data miners pulled a before and after version, and they were like, no, they didn't. They just changed the geometry on it a little bit, so it's a little bit more bendy.
Oh, my God.
So it's not just like
just
poking out there. It bends a little bit now, and everybody was like, oh, wow, okay. So they didn't fuck with America's dick, which is
What made me
good.
laugh really hard is the way I discovered it, is I was just going through threads or whatever, and then it was, so there's a level, I guess, I don't really know, or there's something somewhere where there's like a giant holographic version of whatever some characters are sometimes. So there's just a giant holographic giant dick, and it was just somebody going, oh my goodness. and then I found one recently where they're like, they showed off that Doctor Strange has one, and they were spinning him around, and his ass was jiggling, his dick was just swinging back and forth, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in Marvel Rivals?
It is the thirstiest of all thirsty fucking video games.
Like, they looked everyone dead in the eye, and they were like, look, we made all the women sexy, but we're gonna give everyone gigantic dicks.
Yep.
And I was like, fucking hell, guys.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. That's your that's your late 4th of July patriotism right there.
I don't know what to say other than that's America's dick.
Captain America's giant dong has not been nerfed in Marvel Rivals. Gives a whole new meaning to Diva's nerf this line.
It does.
So,
and if you ever get a chance, you just fuck around with that character model and you see how prominent those jiggle physics are for these characters.
Really, they are.
Holy shit.
Michael, where can the people find you? Not over here looking at Captain America's dick with me.
You can find me on YouTube under Supermaniacs. It's a Superman podcast I do usually every Monday. But oh my goodness, we're not going to talk about Superman's dick though.
No, well,
we're not Mallrats characters.
There you go. Patreon.com/RageSelect. If you like hearing about dicks in general, that's how you keep this website alive. As I mentioned previously a bunch of times, Michael and I have been talking about all this Xbox bullshit for years now. Yeah. And the only reason that we could do that is because of y'all's generous donations. So if you like the podcast and you like to keep hearing it every week, hey, $5 a month is all it takes. And yeah, that's it. I think, Michael, I don't know. I think I'm going to go watch like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, or I gotta watch something fulfilling, uplifting. I gotta get some good news up in here.
Yeah, we'll look at his dick, Captain America's dick again.
I'll go look at Captain America's dick a little bit more. All right, bye everybody.